The college basketball experience preview and picks for Wednesday night, March the 5th. Edition on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Edge Boost. Earn up to $750 per month on your sports gambling transactions. Head over to edgeboost.bet, promo code SGPN. And we're also brought to you by Rhythm, the leader in data picks and props. Rhythm is giving away a $250 future and throwing a March Madness party. Head on over there to the sportsgamblingpodcast.com/party for details today. That is the sportsgamblingpodcast.com/party. And welcome everybody into the college basketball experience preview and picks for Wednesday night, March the 5th. Oh, what a night. Another great night in college hoops. Enjoyed every minute of it. I'm cherishing every minute because I know, unfortunately, this season is going to be over before we know it. I mean, March the 5th, if you think about it, I think the Final Four, I was just thinking about this tonight, the Final Four is scheduled for Monday, April the 7th. So we got about 33 days left of college hoops. So cherish every single game, especially all these conference tournaments. We'll talk about all the action. We'll recap the Tuesday night slate, and we'll look ahead to Wednesday. Got some help here tonight as well. But first off, I am Moneyline Mac, a.k.a. the former video coordinator for Bob Huggins and Frank Martin. Hey, and a good day to all you, or good night, whatever time it is. 2:15 Eastern. Going a little bit earlier here tonight. So joining me to talk college hoops, you guys know him. Well, a lot of you tune into the pregame show each and every night, so you see this familiar face. A lot of you also watch the Pump Fake Pod. So let's welcome in from the great state of Wisconsin. He is Stooley Picks. Trev, what's up, brother?
Not much. Yeah, you weren't lying. It was a wild night of hoops, to say the least. Some crazy results, but man, yeah, enjoy it because it's gonna be gone soon, and we're gonna be missing day week hoops here pretty soon. It's gonna be brutal.
And hey, tomorrow, jot this down in your notes for all you guys that work from home. Tomorrow is the final day until Selection Sunday without day hoops. So starting Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, obviously the weekend, and then all week, every day next week, we have day hoops throughout the day. So we just got to get through tomorrow afternoon, and then we have hoops all day, every day, into the middle of the night. I can't wait. So we're going to talk about it. Loaded slate here tomorrow. Ironically, the Wednesday slate is actually a little bit light, but let's talk Tuesday night. Let's recap our bets and all that good stuff, but because starting the SEC, Georgia, it gets a huge bubble win here. They defeat the South Carolina Gamecocks 73-64. The Dogs, I think, are going to get to the NCAA tournament now 7-10 in the SEC. They beat Florida, Texas. Now they beat South Carolina on the road. Hell of a job by Mike Snow White. I think they're in. Trev, what say you with your thoughts on the game tonight?
Yeah, a hell of a game. You know, Georgia's they really figured it out. I was on South Carolina tonight. I expected a little bit of a fall back to earth here. You know, South Carolina good at home, but you know, shout out Georgia. They held off that second half run right out the gate. South Carolina tried to make it a game, and Blue Cane shut the door on them about halfway through that second half there. So shout out Georgia in that one.
Yeah, I ate shit as well. So we both were on the Cox. We both ate shit. The Dogs, no letdown spot off that Florida game. They just keep on keeping on, and they're going to get to the dance for the first time in 3 years under Mike White. So cool off that hot seat a little bit. Happy for Mike White. I like his team, and that's just a big-time win, or just a big-time week. 3 wins in 7 days to really go from outside looking in to now they're going to get to the dance. So speaking of getting to the dance, Coastal Carolina will not be getting to the dance because they were eliminated by Southern Miss. These rat bastards. I can't believe they didn't cover. I want to say Coastal had a lead. They do not cover the 2.5. They lose by 3. Yes, they had a 10-point lead with 14 minutes. The Sun Belt, we did have a rare favorite win. I know I'm like saying a big-time favorite as they were a 2.5-point favorite, but what'd you do in this game? Did you bet it or just what's your thoughts on this horrible bracket too?
No, I was gonna lay with Southern Miss last night, and then it moved to 3.5, so I laid off, thankfully.
Oh,
Man, they were lost 8 straight, and they were laying points. I was like, you got to do it, but
yeah.
thank God it moved, and I laid off. But yeah, what a collapse! I didn't watch this game, but I had eyes on the score, and it looked like Coastal was going to walk away with it, and they shit themselves. So shout out Southern Miss for fighting, but man, what a brutal loss for Coastal here.
Don't you love this time of year where games close at 2 or open at 2.5, close at 3.5, and the fucking game ends at 3? So get that best of the number. The number mattered in this game. I think Maine ended up closing around 2.5, maybe even 1.5 in some spots. I had Lowell, so I did get a lock battle win against Colby. Maine sweeps the season series. They beat Lowell both times by combined 2 points in 2 meetings. Thoughts on both these teams now headed into the America East tournament? Lowell underachieving, Maine another good year here.
Yeah, Lowell's just been disappointing as hell, like all year. Like they for the history that they have as a program and how good they are in this East, usually being a solid third seed, third best team, but they've underachieved this year. That's for damn sure. But shout out Maine. They've won some big games here. They kind of fluked down the stretch, but they figured it out here. So shout out Maine. But this American East tournament's gonna be fun this year.
Let's get to I agree with everything you said. Let's stay in the America East. Let's talk about the team that won the regular season outright. Bryant, they finished the job. I had New Hampshire plus 18.5. I was on the pregame show celebrating or getting ready to celebrate. New Hampshire had a 10-point lead. I'm getting 18.5. I'm like, I got this in the bag. They go down 4.5. I'm like, oh, that's not good. They got no momentum. They gave up a 43-9 run. They got absolutely housed in the second half. I was like, God damn, how the hell do I lose fucking 18.5 when my team is up 10? But they didn't cover and they weren't even close. They lost by 34. So shout out to the Bryant Bulldogs. Phil Martelli Jr. and company win the America East regular season. Not Vermont. Bryant does 14-2. Are you buying Bryant here in the postseason? Or are you going to ride with the system here in Vermont?
Man, it's hard to fade Vermont. I mean, Vermont's always been there. They always get it done. But this Bryant team they're damn good this year. They dropped Albany and Vermont. That Vermont was a must-have game on the road too. So, I'll give them credit for that. But this Bryant team is really fucking good. They got the offense. They can play tempo. They go on the road. They get it done. They're good. So I'm buying them. But usually it never really works out for the anybody other than Vermont coming out of this conference in the tournament.
Agree there. All right. So 7:00 window. So we just recapped the 6:00 games. 7:00 window was Chalk City, USA. If you just laid the fucking points, you've made a killing in the 7:00 window. I laid it with Purdue. This was a good pick of mine, actually. Minus 10.5, baiting everybody to take Rutgers. They absolutely throttled Rutgers. 171. Purdue's won 2 in a row. Senior day at Mackey. They made 18 threes, 18-36. Shout out to the Boilermakers. Big win. Big couple wins after losing 4 in a row. You're a Big Ten specialist. Thoughts on the Boilermakers?
They're a confusing team, man. Like I know they did drop those games, but I mean that was Michigan, Wisconsin, Michigan State, and then arch rival Indiana. So kind of you could argue tough spot for them, but they bounced back. Really damn good. Big win at home. They got Illinois on deck. Let's see if Illinois actually can play good 2 games in a row here, which I don't really buy. But overall, Purdue's they're good. I mean, obviously, no Zach Edey was a huge detriment this year, but TKR has been fine. He's figured it out. And whenever you got Braden Smith and Fletcher Loyer's hitting shots, they're going to be a dangerous team.
I ate shit. I tried to get cute, took LSU. That did not hit. That never was a hit. They got absolutely housed at Rupp. Finally, Kentucky drilled somebody. I feel like every time they win, it's been a close game. Other than maybe that Vanderbilt home win. Shout out to Kentucky, 95-64, 9-8. They got a chance for a winning season in the SEC Saturday. Thoughts on the Cats here coming down the stretch?
Yeah, I mean this team, if they're hitting threes, they can beat anybody in the country with or without their defense that is almost non-existent. But man, yeah, as I was starting to watch this game, it was 15-2. I was like, man, this line was exactly like that South Carolina line like a couple weeks ago where they just drilled them. I was like, shit. But shout out Kentucky. I'm not a Kentucky guy. I hate them, but they came out, they got it done. They never let their foot off the gas. So I guess shout out Kentucky for that. But we'll see how this 3-point reliant offense translate in tournament play.
Indeed. I also laid the points with the Blue Jays of Creighton, back-to-back road spot. They bounced back nicely here, 79-61. Inside track of the 2 seed in the Big East. Seton Hall continues to struggle, limited roster. Thoughts on the Big East here, Trev?
The Big East is what? Basically 2 teams. Basically, you got Creighton and St. John's. I mean, UConn's whatever. They're definitely not the same team this year. I'm not even gonna worry about them really, but Marquette's not great, but Creighton and St. John's are absolutely rolling. I took Seton Hall in this one, and that was a bad choice. I mean, Coleman and Adewusu were like 7 of 28 combined in this game. It was if one of those guys is off, they're screwed, and let alone both of them. So that was a brutal one.
I don't know if you were on this one as well. UTSA was never in doubt. That was an easy cover. They lose by 5. It was back and forth. They cut it to 2 multiple times. Memphis finds a way. They clinch a share of the regular season in the AAC. All they got to do is beat South Florida on Friday night, and they win it outright. You catch any of this game, and were you on the Roadrunners?
I score watched. I wanted to take UTSA, but after that huge win against Rice and just stepping in front of Memphis is sometimes just a scary proposition. So I laid off. But I saw they were down like 15 or something. They came back and made it like a 2-point game late. So shout out UTSA, but Memphis gets it done and they get that AAC title.
A pair of ACC trash-ass games were blowouts here. Carolina beats Virginia Tech by about 70. Like I said, man, if you had just laid points in the early window, you hit about 90% of these games. Colby, what's up, man?
Lock battle win, motherfucker. That's what's up. Hey. How you doing, brher?
Hey, let's talk about how Lowell covered against Maine. That's touche. I was just talking about how the 7 o'clock window was a Chalk City fucking window. It was blowout after blowout after blowout. Then the 9 o'clock window was on fire.
Yeah. I mean, just an unbelievable night of hoops in general. But yeah, the early on, I mean, I went and called a college baseball game that my brother had got me tickets to for a while, so I missed some early on action. But by the time I got back, man, I caught a bunch of these great games. What's up, Trevor? How you doing, man?
What's going on, Colby? How you doing?
Doing great tonight. We've been doing really great tonight because of a little parlay that went kaboom. But we'll talk about that in a second. But yes, Carolina. I was all over this play. And by the way, this place was empty. This place was fucking empty.
Terrible.
What's going on? I mean, I have.
You send him.
I spent a summer in Blacksburg, Virginia, editing film, and what else is there to do? I don't understand it. Like, you got a team, you got North Carolina, a team that's like been a power over the years coming into your house. How are you not getting up for this? I don't understand it.
Yeah, I mean, it never, like, I was disappointed. I thought they would at least show up for Carolina, but they didn't show up at all. Trev, did you get cute to take Tech with me, or did you take Carolina?
No, I liked Carolina, but I laid off because I was like, the exact same reason. I was like, UNC's coming to town. They got Duke on deck at home. I could see them kind of sleepwalking through this potentially and Vatek backdooring this. But no, there was no environment, no nothing there for Vatek. That place is a dumpster fire right now.
They can't wait to pump this game on Saturday. They've already started, Colby. They can't wait, this Carolina narrative.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited to watch it always, but the first one we ate a big old bag of shit on. Yeah, I mean, look, I just thought it was a good. They've been blowing out these ACC teams recently, so I don't know that they're any good still, but like they did go to another gear of blowing out these ACC teams. Next up, we got what? Georgia Tech put it on Miami. Yeah, bad play. Trevor, who'd you like in this game?
I like Georgia Tech, but it was 9 points. I mean, I've been blind fading Miami all year. The ATM, I call them, but I laid off, and as I watched that game happen, I was like, God damn it, this was free money yet again. Whenever Miami's involved, it's free money fading.
Yeah, Matthew Cleveland still went for like 30. Mac, bad pick by us, but there's a reason why I stayed off. Your thoughts? Yeah.
No bet. Just too bad. I tell you what, Georgia Tech could be like a dark horse in the ACC tournament. They're like quietly 10-9. Remember that one year they randomly won it with Pastner and the mask. So maybe they can. Maybe Stoudemire wears a mask like a face shield, and he can fucking win it.
Dude, that was the worst though, because their best player. Why am I drawing a blank on his name right now? I almost said Leroy
Puerto
Glover.
Rican kid, right?
Yeah, no, but they had the point guard and the big. I almost said Leroy Glover, the D end or D tackle, but who am I thinking of? So they ruled him out with COVID again, and they took on Loyola. And they lost to Loyola the year after the Final Four. I wanted to say I can't.
Right?
Yes. Moses Wright. I think I almost said Moses Scurry, the UNLV big. That was his last college game too, dude. Talk about heartbreak. Talk about fucking heartbreak. You get to the NCAA tournament, and then, he's tested positive for COVID. You can't play. Fucking brutal. Fucking brutal. So what about here with these Greyhounds? Get this Lehigh bullshit out of here. Trying to come in to the Wrights Arena. All right. I didn't catch any of it, man. What happened here?
Lehigh had a 2-point lead with like a minute left, or 2 minutes left. It was back and forth. Loyola jumped on them where it was up like 12 or 13, but then Lehigh came all the way back and forth game. Loyola made enough plays down the stretch. Today, they were down 1 and they hit a layup and 1 to win the game. So the Patriot League was on fire tonight. Lafayette's comeback win, and then this win as well.
Yeah, Trevor, who'd you go with in this one? I rode the Greyhound bus. I hope you did too.
I laid off. I liked Lehigh, but something didn't sit right with me. Tough to beat a team 3 times, but Loyola, they didn't have really much of an issue doing it this year, so I stayed off of this one. But it was a good game. I got my eyes on it. It was a crazy game. What a collapse late.
And then we locked up the fucking Holy Cross Crusaders. Damn, the money line. I told you that money line was live. I told you it was live. They don't hit on the money line. They lose by 1 to these Leopards of Lafayette. Mac, your thoughts on this one?
They should have won the game. I mean, they were up 7. They were up 4 with a minute left, a minute and a half, 90 seconds, and they blew this game.
I mean, they shot 12 from 23 from 3 and lost. How's that possible? How's that possible? You shot 52% from 3. The other team went 4 of 17. You out rebounded Lafayette by double digits and you lost.
Too many staples.
Unbelievable. But we cashed in that hit there. We did not cash on Doug Gottlieb. Trevor, I know you're a big Green Bay fan. You got you've been saying Gottlieb was the best hire. Your thoughts on this stellar performance, as Greg Campy said, enough of this bullshit.
Yeah. Gottlieb, I gave him his name back after that 3.5 cover at the Detroit game I was at, but he's back to Gottlieb today. I was all over Oakland. You gave him a scare. Now they're laying 11.5 at home. I even got the worst of the number. I got 11.5 last night.
Yeah, you lock battled us and destroyed us because we were dumb enough to take the bait with this Phoenix team. I'm out on them, Mac. What the hell?
Well, you don't have to take them again because the defending champs look like the defending champs. Make sure they cover that on the radio station tomorrow because Gottlieb's going to have a lot of time on his hands. Year 1 finishes 4-28. Not very good.
we can't even fire him because we don't have enough money to buy him out. Like we're stuck with his ass.
He went from Sundance Wicks, who's a real.
I was about to say, and how many did Sundance get last year? How many wins did he get? Like 15?
17?
They were upper teens.
Yeah. And shout out to Dookie. I was at an East Carolina game tonight, and of course, they won. Oh, I'm sorry, wrong show, but it still sounds good. Let's talk about this one because you took me down here as Georgetown 75, Nova 73, Jaden Epps with a game winner. Oh man, Nova just can't win close games, man. If it's a close game, they're fucked.
Did you
your thoughts?
In the end?
I actually ended up betting it this morning. Circle of Trust.
Fired on Georgetown?
No. I'm sorry. I went in on Nova.
So I had multiple people say I bet Nova last night. I said Georgetown, right?
No, I took Nova last night on the show. You took Georgetown.
Okay. Good.
And I didn't lock it up, but I bet it this morning. I was sitting there looking for action. And
I saw every fucking person in the world on Villanova today, and I was like, this just is too easy. And Ed Cooley coached Neptune down the stretch, made some adjustments, got Epps the ball, got him downhill to his right, makes a layup. We could stop with Villanova being a potential bubble team. You want to make the dance, you win the Big East tournament. You got no other path. That's I
think it's worth a sprinkle, though.
We've said it the last 2 years. Let me ask you this. Can you really see Kyle? I guess Patrick Ewing did it. Can you really see Kyle Neptune winning 3 games in 3 days? I can't. I think he sucks.
Well, I just know if you're Patino, you don't want to win that thing. I even think if you're Shaka, you don't want to win that thing.
Dan Hurley wants to win that thing.
Yeah, I think Dan Hurley wants to win that thing. I think he wants to win that thing, but
he's gonna win it and go like, I'm the best fucking coach winning this meaningless fucking Big East tournament. I own the Garden, even though I got smacked here fucking 2 weeks ago by 30.
yeah, I can see his ego definitely wants to win it, but yeah, I mean, Trevor, what side are you on in this one?
I liked Villanova last night, and then all of a sudden it just skyrocketed up to 5.5. So I pivoted to Georgetown, but I ended up betting Eric Dixon threes. So shout out that second half from Eric Dixon.
Dude, what did he go for tonight?
24 points, 3 of 8 from 3, and he 5 of 8 at the line. I watched him miss three straight free throws.
I mean,
believe it.
That's a bummer because the guy's been playing his fucking heart out all year. Yeah. I feel bad for him in a way if he doesn't make the NCAA tournament because the guy's been playing his fucking heart out.
Dude, he's been playing his ass off for 4 years, and he's gonna miss the NCAA tournament 3 straight years.
He should have hit that portal and cashed in, right?
Totally hit the portal.
Can you imagine him on like that? You can look at certain teams and be like, they're one player away. Like, can you Sparty? Oh my god, yeah.
Oh my god.
There's just a select teams you look at, and you're just like, if they had gotten one player. They would be, and especially one player like him who's just playing at an unbelievable level this year.
Bill Self would want a guy like that.
Yeah, but that would probably still be. I mean, I don't know about with Dickinson in that locker room.
Well, I mean, you think you would want to trade Hunter Dickinson for?
100%, 100%.
Hell yeah, trade that right
now. We double locked Baylor, and of course they didn't cover. Bastards. Fucking bastards.
Omer missed a fucking free throw.
Fucking losers.
He missed that shit on purpose, that bastard.
I shouldn't bitch because I had a fire day, but I'm just saying, like, I really felt good about this game. I really thought this one was one of the better plays on the board. Trevor, what'd you do here?
Yeah, I had Baylor 3 in the hook, and it was brutal. But they didn't make a shot the final 4 minutes. 13-2 run. Missed the last 9 of the last 10. It was brutal. And then the refs even gave us a golden opportunity to cover with that turnover.
Yeah.
And, no dice, no fucking dice. But yeah, great game. I mean, it was a great game to watch, but what a bed shitting the final 4 or 5 minutes from Baylor there.
Yeah. Yeah. Next up, we go to one where my only regret is I could have added this to the parlay that hit that I hope everyone cashed in on. I bet this on the money line solo. I just didn't add it to the parlay because I thought it had the best chance of fucking up. And I think that was proven accurate, even though it's still cashed. Texas 87, Mississippi State 82. We double locked this. Trevor, what side were you on in this one?
I was on Texas, but I had forgotten to bet it, which was brutal because nobody wanted to bet Texas after that last game. And I don't really believe in this Mississippi State team. So forgot to bet it, but yeah, hell of a game from Texas. And they tried to give it away, but Mississippi State wouldn't let them. Dude,
I was building my parlay and I gave away the 2 last night. We'll get to. I had a fire night tonight because of this. And I had a good record ATS, but also like that sent me way over the top. But I toyed with adding Texas. I actually like added it in the virtual box there. And I'm like, okay. Then I go, no. Like just my history with Texas, because I hate them as a university. I feel like I was like, they're going to fuck me. Actually, just stick to what I did, which I'm glad in a way. But I'm also not glad in a way because when I saw Mississippi State tie this thing up, I was like, I'm so glad I didn't add them to it. And then when I see Texas win in overtime, I'm like, oh, fuck me. I should have added them to it. Mac, your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, and what's even worse, on the pregame show for the parlay we gave out Arkansas and A&M was 1-2 right off the bat. And we went back and forth between Nebraska and Texas. And Nebraska lost in double overtime. They were like the same amount underdog. And God, we should have went with Texas. That would have been a nice fucking 50-1 or 60-1 . But
I still took it on the money line. I just didn't add it to the thing. Yeah.
I wanted, but yeah, I mean, anytime you could hit a fucking 50 or 60-1, that would be extra nice. But yeah, I mean, Texas, they were the better team. They gave this game away. They were up like 4 with 10 seconds left. I don't even know how the game got to overtime. They just inbounded the ball. They pulled a Kansas. They just inbounded the ball right to Mississippi State, and the guy laid it in. I was like, that guy's investigate him. Like, who does that? At least throw the shit down the floor so they have to at least catch it and come back. He just throws it to me and says, here, just tie the game. I forget who it was.
Trey Johnson went for what, 23. So yeah, that's like a bad night for him recently. Only 23 points, 4 assists, 3 boards, and a steal.
Rodney Terry sucks so bad. I hate watching him. They don't run any offense. They just go, Trey Johnson, go get a bucket. It's literally AAU out there. I'm like, this team is fucking awful. But they're super talented, so they have a chance to make the tournament.
Rob Donaldson gave me $10 to get the fuzz. I got the fuzzball off while you guys were talking, but Rob, I got to put more fuzzballs on my fucking hat if you're going to give us $10 for taking off fuzzballs. Appreciate you, the great Rob Donaldson, aka Texas A&M Commerce. Next up, Tulsa loses by 4 to Temple. Glad we didn't bet this stupid game. This is always the game that reminds me the AAC is stretched too far. I feel like every year in football and basketball, when I see this game, I go, yeah, this game shouldn't happen. Every year, this is the one that reminds me. For some reason, it's not when Temple's at UTSA. It's when they're at Tulsa that I'm like, no, this is just, there's this bullshit. This is TV bullshit they're throwing in our face. Zion Stanford had a big game there for the Owls. I didn't watch a second of this. Did you guys?
Fuck no. There were great games going on. I wasn't going to waste my time. I mean, if I wasn't going to watch the high major games coming down to the wire, I was going to throw on the Patriot League and Sun Belt and Horizon. I ain't watching this garbage.
Yeah.
Is Jamal Mashburn ever going to come back?
No.
Is he part of the gambling probe? That's what I'm thinking.
Something.
Maybe that's why New Mexico was fixing games last year where they would lose to Air Force randomly.
Now you're onto something. But his dad's rich.
Why? Sometimes those are prime candidates. They don't think they're ever going to get caught. They've been spoon-fed their whole life. Daddy's been in the NBA, and they think they're invincible.
There are, times where dads can be like, "Hey, fuck you, son. You got to earn it on your own."
Yeah.
Maybe that's a situation there. Ooey Pooey was at Wright State. Wright State was laying. What was it? I think when we did it on the show last night, it was 7.5 or 8.
Yeah, I don't
maybe 8.5.
How did blow this, man? God, they were winning at halftime.
Oh, I took Wright State, buddy. I took
I love
took
Jags.
these Vikings. Let's go. Jack Dombia, whatever the fuck his name is. 23 points, 12 boards, 7 assists, 2 steals. I'm sorry, 1 steal, 2 blocks. Woo! Somebody, he's got to do that guy a solid. Hey, ladies of Wright State, I'm talking to you. What side were you on in this one, Trevor?
Wright State. I didn't bet it, but man, when I think wasn't right. Uwe Pui up like 16 or 18, like out the gate.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, jag it, baby, jag it.
What a classic. I mean, I guess you can't really be too shocked, but my God, they've been playing decent lately, and I thought, okay, they're gonna roll another one here, but guess not.
I have to blame the bus for this one.
The Bayou Classic delivered for us in Pensacola. As Louisiana and ULM, that's the way college sports should be. Overtime game. It's a little chippy. I watched this. I got a good amount of time on. I didn't watch it from the start because I was coming back from the baseball game. But once I got eyes on it, it was a little chippy. I like this. Raging Cajuns complete the sweep there. I did eat shit on laying 5.5 here. Mac, your thoughts?
I bet Monroe, so I was happy with this game. I thought that they were going to pull it off. My Warhawks. I wonder if Keith Richard's going to retire. I think it's time for a coaching change there. They've been terrible.
They have
for a while. Not just like a year. It's been like a decade.
Yeah. I mean, their athletic department's been struggling, but hey, they made a good football hire this past year, even though I was urging them to hire Ed Orgeron. And I was urging him to hire it in both back in the it's like back in the day, just where the head coach would coach like 3 sports.
Yeah.
You remember? Like they used to be like the head coach would coach like football, basketball, and baseball at the same time. I wanted Orgeron to do that at ULM, but they didn't listen to my emails. Trevor, what did you do here?
I had ULM. I didn't bet this. I only bet 11 games today, so I went pretty light. But ULM was one of the teams that got left.
Still hit.
Yeah.
Talk that shit.
Each other, it's familiarity, man.
Oh yeah.
Playing 5.5. That's that number 2, man. Come on.
It's true.
Hey, real quick, did you say goodbye to the hospital tonight?
I did.
Oh God.
Yeah. Did you guys? I take it you guys talked about that game already?
No, I think we may have missed that one in a couple of the other little guys, but the hospital guy rests in peace with Green Bay here tonight. The Horizon Chalk was in full effect tonight.
Yeah, which is crazy because historically that's like a 2-point game in every game, I guess, except Detroit last year. Yeah, sorry, I didn't know when I came in. We didn't miss that on purpose.
No, I was just making sure we covered all the tourney games. So that means all the dogs will hit in the next round.
Yeah,
all hit this round.
Well, I just want to talk a lot of shit right here. Texas A&M 83, Auburn 72. Well, hold on. Arkansas 90, Vanderbilt 77. Boom! I mean, we're a free fucking show. Us and the Pump Fake Pod. We're not out there trying to we're not trying to steal your goddamn wallet. All right? Subscribe, call 1-800-PICK-DUNDEE for my premium fucking plays of the night. All right? I'm like Robin Hood, trying to give bread to the whole goddamn village. Even if I'm Cosner and I'm speaking with a total American accent in England. All right? It's my favorite part of that movie. Everyone else, it's like, it's England. And it's like Kevin Costner, like, yeah! Yeah! Just sounded so American. I'm such a good actor, I don't need the British accent. I'm just going to speak American and the whole goddamn film is going to adapt around it. And then we're throwing Slater. Christian Slater doesn't put up with that bullshit either. He says, I don't need that goddamn British accent either. Either way, I'm passing out bread to the fucking village, hanging out with Morgan Freeman, just having a good old time. guys, I mean, it's a free show. Your thoughts on my Cosner Morgan Freeman parlay that I gave out as we grow? I like to think that I'm helping the nation heal. You know what I mean? I think we're healing together with this parlay that we gave out. I'm just assuming Trevor rode with us. I know we didn't talk previously, Trevor, but tell me you were on both these sides.
Oh yeah, I was on A&M, the 5 and the money line. That was one of my bigger bets tonight. That and shitty Iowa State. But yeah, A&M. I mean, what did Auburn have to play for? You're down Denver Miles. Broom got hurt. You already won the SEC. Who gives a shit? And nobody wants to back fucking Texas A&M after this stretch too.
And you knew Buzz is too good of a coach to lose 6 straight or whatever it would have been because this or the next game. But I mean, I felt very confident in this play. I mean, I know it sounds crazy, a fucking parlay, but I was very confident in this parlay. Mac, your thoughts on us being, the greatest people since Cosner and Freeman?
Yeah, this was like handicapping 101, trying to handicap this spot. I mean, Auburn, they posted videos of them partying all night long after they won it.
I saw like Bruce Pearl was even in on it too.
God,
come on, there's a human element to this. All right, yeah. I'm not blaming, and I'm not even blaming Auburn and Bruce Pearl. I'm just saying there's a fucking human element to this, where they're not breaking down film of the high screen and roll of A&M. Now they're saying, "Give me that goddamn cigar." Who's got the lighter? Who's got the look? Get rid of the camera. All right, who's got everything else that we have in that bag? Right? I mean, come on.
It was like the most obvious play of the year. If you just paid attention to how Auburn acted after they act like they won the goddamn national championship, because and credit to them, man. They won the SEC. It's been the best league. They say maybe it's the best league of all time, and they've ran through it. They won it rough for the first time.
Wait a second. All time.
They said regular season.
I'm not buying into that shit because I remember the ACC in the 90s. But
I'm just saying what they're saying, but I'm saying why.
Well, Ken Palm was like a 6-year-old at that point, so I mean, whatever. You know what I mean?
I think it was the Big East like 15 years ago. That Big East,
dude. The ACC in like the mid 90s when Bobby Crimmins had Georgia Tech going, and Carolina with Dean Smith rolling, and Coach K rolling, and Gary Williams with Maryland rolling, even Virginia with Corey Alexander and shit was a good team. Sam Cassell, Bob Sura at Florida State with Andre Reed, the big man. We can go team. I mean, NC State was still good with Gugliotta and shit. Like the ACC mid 90s. And I know I'm dating myself age wise. I don't know how you are or how old you are, Trevor, but that was a beast of a fucking conference.
Oh yeah.
But you're right. The Big East was great too. The Big East was you could go team by team in the Big East too. But
they had Patino, Calhoun, Boeheim, Huggs.
Yeah.
I mean, they had Mike Bray. Who else? Cronin was in that league as well. Who's that? Marquette Buzz was in that league. Yeah, they had who was that? Oh, John Thompson.
But hear me out, man. Like the ACC, and that's a good point. With Wake had Tim Duncan, Randolph Childress, and all these guys, but they didn't have the dead weight. They didn't have Miami. They didn't have Pitt. They didn't have Pitt was all right in those years, but I'm saying they didn't have the dead weight. The ACC was just packing heat. I don't even know who. I mean, even Clemson had Rick Barnes back in the day. Clemson was like the worst team, and they had Rick Barnes and Greg Buckner and Jameson and company. And like, I'm telling you, man, like, I get it. SEC, credit to you. Great season. But all those metrics they were not using in like 93 or 94. I just have a hard time believing be better than, because another thing was like, I feel like the ACC in the 90s, like won a bunch of natties in a row. Like you have to
Duke,
March Maryland. Too. Carolina, Donald Williams busted a fucking trillion threes. Duke, Georgia Tech was in the Final Four with Kenny Anderson and company. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like all those teams were nasty in March too.
Skip Prosser over at Wake,
and Dave Odom. Dave Odom was killing it there at Wake.
The the school that sucked kind of was Virginia in the 90s. They were good in the 80s. They
No, but
kind
the
of
'90s they had Jeff Jones, man, and
they did have Jeff Jones.
Corey Alexander, Courtney Alexander, Junior Burrow. No, I disagree. Ke in the chat that was the whole '90s. This is one season. I know certain years in the '90s, the entire ACC was nasty. I'm telling you, I grew up in a household where my brothers all liked different schools. I had a brother that liked Georgia Tech, a brother that liked Duke, a brother that liked the Maryland. It was that was a fucking disgusting conference. And it also showed out in the NBA. We'll see. Like, I would compare the SEC to the recent Big 12 years. And the Big 12 has been fire the past couple of years. But let's see if you can win that national championship and have multiple teams in the Final Four. Because that shit was happening in the ACC on the reg.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, I'm just saying what the narrative's been, and that's why I think Auburn went over the top. I mean, Broom's banged up, and you could tell they did not lock in at all the last 48 hours. They literally, when you talk about letdown spot, this was exactly what they had. No pop to them tonight. They got hit in the mouth, and I never even thought they had a chance in this game, to be honest. Like, I never felt like they were threatening, and maybe they got it to like 3 or 4, but I never felt like they actually were going to have a chance to steal this one. So credit to A&M. Even though they look like a bunch of dumb fucks with this fucking delayed court. Like, this delayed court storm is the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life.
I can't believe it's. I mean, I shout out to your tweet. You did a good tweet on that.
The big bad SEC, baby.
Yeah. I mean, it's unbelievable that it's coming from the SEC. I like. You can't. This is like it's like you're getting your Kevin Warren on with the. With the masks, you know what I mean? I'm like, what's going on here, man? Like, how are you guys the ones doing this? How are you guys the ones doing it? Shout out to Top 20 Louisiana Law is posting the records of all these schools. That's fair. I think that keys into my point the night before, or from my belief of like how dominant it was back then. It was like 20 schools that were so dominant. And the mid majors were so far off. I think the gap is so much closer today than then. We both took Colorado State. Why didn't we bet Colorado State?
Dude, they're a fucking machine.
Nick Clifford didn't even need to play the fucking second half, really. Yeah. I think they're not going to make the tournament, but it's worth taking a future on them. In the Mountain West Championship there.
Yeah, it sucks that they had a bad non-con because I think their NCAA tournament good.
They were young though. Of course, they were young. Their non-con was going to be shit.
Yep. I mean,
because they were that young.
What are they in the league now? What are they in the league? 15-4 outside of New Mexico.
He's a good coach, man. This is his best coaching job, I think, in his whole run at Colorado State.
100%. And you know what? I mean, what's their worst loss? Riverside? I know Riverside's like a bad loss, but if you actually watch Riverside, they're not that bad.
I got to hit him up. He told me.
Huh?
I'd argue Washington's worse. Obviously not based on numbers and rankings.
Yeah, maybe Washington. I mean, yeah, it's just like Colby's point. They were young then, but I mean, they've only lost 4 games in a calendar year. And 2 of them are to New Mexico, and then the other ones are at San Diego State and at Utah State. That's
why I wish we had a human element. Now, I understand this is going to sound crazy because when you have a human element, it opens up more corruption. But I do think you should be looking at, the teams that are playing the best. Like if you're telling me between them and like who's a bubble team like Texas, I know Texas. Yeah, Ohio State or something. Like, I think you should consider, look at the roster and say, man, they were incredibly young. So in November and December, they struggled. But goddamn, they're playing at such a high level right now. I don't think that really goes on in the committee. I could be crazy, but
no, they're lazy as fuck.
Yeah.
Well, all right. So the teams that may be ahead of them were Northwestern and Villanova over the last couple of days. They both dropped, so maybe they could jump them. Wake Forest, don't ever put them near there. The problem is I just can't see them jumping all these other teams. They probably got to win the Mountain West. They're last year's New Mexico. They could win it though. They could win it.
Yeah, Trevor, what'd you make of this game? Did you line up with Colorado State even?
Yeah, I didn't play this, but I don't know how you fade Colorado State right now. Like this, like you said, it's an absolute machine. Like they're rolling. I think they could win the Mountain West. I know you got tough teams to play, but it's going to be on a neutral here. New Mexico doesn't have the pit to back them up. You're not going up to elevation at Utah State and Logan there. So I think they got a shot. I mean, they're damn good. And if you put in like Texas or Ohio State or something, if they're dropping some bullshit games and you leave Colorado out, it's kind of criminal, but it is what it is. Like Max said, they're lazy, a bunch of 85-year-old dudes sitting on.
It's not only that they're lazy; they're going to take the name brand and the TV ratings. Like,
well, that's lazy way to do it. Like, I remember these guys are good. Yep.
Yeah. That's the thing is like if you want the committee, like I don't believe the committee is watching like 8 games, 10 games every day, like us maniacs. So they need to dial 1-800-PICK-DUNDEE as well. Virginia 60, Saudi Arabia State 57. You tried to convince me to bet this. I'm so glad I stayed off. I know you ate a pile of shit here, Mac, but what happened in this game? I didn't catch a second of it.
They didn't call a foul at the end. They fouled the Virginia guy. He would have made 2 free throws for the cover, those bastards.
Yeah. I mean, we see that trend so often now. Trevor, what side were you on between Saudi Arabia State and Virginia?
I would have been on Virginia. It just felt like a tad too much, just a dash too much. So I laid off, but yeah, I mean, it was a rough game to watch, but classic Virginia basketball at the same time.
There you go. We had a lock battle, and I'm so goddamn fortunate to win this one. Dundee with Oregon, Mac with Indiana. Good God. This is when you know your night's going good. Yeah, I mean, I hit the parlay, but this one, I'm like, I
had to leave with 90 seconds.
I scored this early on, and I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be on this. And then, well, shout out. Shout out to Dana Altman. Shout out to Dana Altman.
How the fuck do you not cover 6.5 or 7.5 when you have the lead with 90 seconds?
Unbelievable right here. Yeah, this is why you follow. We call 1-800-PICK-DUNDEE. We'll tell you which games, to jump on, even if it might look bleak with 1 minute left, but you're gonna cash. Don't worry. Have faith. Trevor, who'd you take in this one?
Quack. I was on Oregon today. I despise Indiana, so it was pretty easy. But they just got a big win. They're coming back home. I thought they'd sleepwalk through more of this, and I thought they were going to win. And shout out Oregon getting it done. I had Montana last night. Now Oregon tonight. It's need to go buy a lottery ticket.
Yeah, me too. I had both those ones too, man. Those are 2 bets I had. And even worse is those are 2 battles against Mac.
I know. Ridiculous. I've been on the tough side of some of these beats the last one. That means I'm seeing the board well because I'm not having losing days, but I'm getting fucking killed on these back doors.
Where are we at ad reads? Did we read ads yet?
We haven't done any ad reads.
Okay. Folks, I want to tell you the college basketball experience is, part of the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. And it is March. March is March Madness, but March is also Merch Madness over at SGPN. Hop on over there, use the promo code Madness. You can get yourself all different types of stuff, a fucking dog bowl, a jigsaw puzzle, a fucking mouse pad. I mean, let's bring those back. Get on over there. There's t-shirts, Eat Shit Pit t-shirts, Pick Dundee t-shirts. I feel like I have about 40 to 50 DMs, I think, today on this parlay that I gave away. I'll be honest, it's going to take a little bit to not really. I get lazy. I'm recording a lot. So it's like, then you answer and it's like, you just get yourself a Pick Dundee t-shirt or sweatshirt. It helps us out. We're independent. We're going toe to toe numbers wise with all the fucking conglomerates. You know what I mean? Fucking CBS. See the numbers. They're right next to me in the photo. All right. And we're just sitting there over here, independent as ever. I'm recording in a goddamn studio that I call a studio that's really a fucking garage. So we're going toe to toe. All right. This is like, this is a great story. This is you want to be on the side of Balboa here. 15. All right. You're catching them. You're catching him while he's still, in Rocky 1 when he was dealing the drugs still, running the numbers, beating people up. He wasn't dealing drugs. He was working for the drug dealers. But you know what I mean? You're catching us there at that point. You want to get on, so you can cash in on that Rocky 4 money later on. But that just help us out a little bit here. Jump on over. It's fucking, you get, and it's quality stuff. Look at this hat. This is real. Might have lint on it. But that's from my house. It's not going to arrive like that. But yeah, promo code Madness, 20% off everything in the SGPN store. Get on over there. We're also brought to you by Edge Boost. Yes. SGPN's partnered up with Edge Boost, the premier Visa debit card for bettors. An Edge Boost card allows you to avoid the hassle of having your card denied at the sportsbook, DFS site, sweepstakes site, racetrack, or casino. Plus, you can earn up to $750 per month in cashback rewards for using your Edge Boost card. And your money is safe as the card is FDIC insured. And the best part is no credit checks. They're not going to find out about all that other shit you got going on in your life. And it's completely free. All right. So sign up today. Use the promo code SGPN so you get better cashback rewards and instant tier 2 status. That's edgeboost.bet. Edgeboost.bet. Promo code SGPN. Once again, that's edgeboost.bet, promo code SGPN. We're also brought to you by mybookie.ag. Yes, MyBook is your place to bet every single sport. Plus, they got props for every game, and the live dealer casino is a bundle of fun. MyBookie accepts customers from a ton of different locations as well. You can easily deposit and get lightning fast payouts using crypto. Head on over to mybookie.ag. Use the promo code TCESGPN for a 100% deposit match up to $1,000. Plus, they're going to give you a $10 casino chip. Once again, that's mybookie.ag, promo code TCESGPN. All right, we are back. You want a game use hat? I'll get you that from Patty C, but I don't know what the fuck's on that stuff. Yeah, there you go. Let's talk about arguably the game of the night here. BYU 88, Iowa State 85. Mac, there's many things I want to talk about here. I watched, I pretty much caught majority of this game. I'm super fucking impressed with BYU right now. And I'm also definitely not taking Iowa State to go that far in the NCAA tournament. I'm out.
I'm not out on the Cyclones yet. I mean, they thought I was 21 and they almost came all the way back and won. They couldn't play worse. They
still have offensive issues to me. And
they scored 90. I know it was
double overtime, but I'm saying to me, I don't consider BYU a defensive juggernaut. I got issues. There's red flags to me. And it's the same shit. The same reason why Iowa State every year, I feel like is one that you want to buy in with Otzelberger, and then you get to March and you're like, I don't know. I mean, I at the same time, I don't want to be too down on them because BYU looked really good and they've been on a roll. So shout out to BYU. But I'm curious, Trevor, where you're at with the Cyclones. What did you do for this game, and your thoughts on everything, the result.
Yeah, I was big on Iowa State today. They came back, they looked damn good against Arizona. Everybody was healthy. I know Hilton Magic. I was like, all right, this is a ridiculously big number for a team that's been, 7-8 straight. I thought Iowa State would be able to limit them from 3 and give them an interior problem. But, when they were up 7 points and they had forced 10 turnovers to their 1 through 10 minutes, I was like, yeah, this is in trouble big time. And it just spiraled out of control. Now shout out them for coming back second half, but man, you dig yourself a 20-point deficit hole. It's tough to come back, especially against a team like BYU, who somehow found a way to overcome 30 turnovers tonight, which was and win on the road. Absolutely, crazy.
That's what I'm saying. I ate shit on Iowa State. I had a bunch of money on Iowa State tonight, but I just don't trust this team. I do I actually think they're a team that could lose in the first or second round because they're all over the place to me. They're at times their offensive structure, I think, is terrible. We'll see because when they're on, I get what Mac, I get what you believe in, Mac. When they're on, they look like a team that could win the national championship. But man, I just need to see them be good in March consistently. And I don't know that I'm there yet, but I want your thoughts, Mac.
I mean, they're going to be a hard team to gauge next week because it'll be home games in Kansas City. I mean, they're probably going to win the Big 12 tournament. They usually tend to win the tournament.
Fair.
It's kind of their invitational. Them or Kansas with the home crowd. But they played a horrible first half and dug themselves a 21-point hole. But I mean, it's impressive that they were able to get. Couldn't make a shot in the first half, but then battle back. But I think the story, like you said, is BYU is playing really, really well. The big fella, Kita, has changed it because he offers them a little bit of toughness inside. Earlier in the year, they were just giving up layups. They had no toughness defensively.
That block on the easy layup was unfucking believable.
Yeah.
The overtime one?
Yeah.
Crazy.
I mean, unbelievable.
That atmosphere, fucking, I thought BYU was going to get
Me too. I loaded up on them.
They were up 20. They were up 21 with 12 minutes left, and they almost fucking blew that lead. Unreal game.
And Tyler, I'm not saying Otzelberger's doing a great job. I'm saying you can't be that offensively challenged at times. Like it looks unorganized to me at times. Like, and it makes me worry. Remember that what they took on Miami? Miami got out to was that the year Larinaga went to the Final Four? I just feel like every NCAA tournament, I came in bullish on Iowa State over the past few years. And it's like, to a different extent, it's like Arizona, where, there are games to me that at least they should be in, and they end up getting fucked up, and they go through these gigantic fucking scoring droughts, and it drives me crazy. It drives me crazy. So I can't trust them until I see otherwise. Another thing is I think their home edge is so good traditionally that it makes it even harder to gauge when they're in the NCAA tournament. Does that make sense?
Yeah, this has only been their second game that they've lost with their full team this year. So I still like him as a Final Four candidate, but they got to get a good region.
Yeah,
I can't see them losing in the first round. They physically dominate the inferior teams. Every time they've played like a 14 or 15 seed, they just physically overwhelm them like Tennessee.
Maybe not the first round, but I'll say like second, third is when I will look to, especially if they play different styles. To me, I just feel like, I don't know, man. They just got to prove it to me. I feel like I've gone down that road so much, and this is even bigger than Otzelberger. Historically, I just feel like they have to prove it to me. Trevor, where are you at with Iowa State long term?
Yeah, I think they're a Sweet 16 team at least. Like, I don't know if they'll get knocked out first or second round, but once you hit the Sweet 16, you start getting more equal matchups. And like you said, we've seen scoring droughts. They don't have consistency offensively. I mean, with all those pieces you have, like, you shouldn't be going through like 4 or 5 minute scoring droughts like on the regular. I know they've been injured lately, but got healthy, looked good against Arizona, and then just pissed on their leg here at home. You force 10 turnovers the first 10 minutes and you get 2 total points off of it. Like that's trouble. So I think they'll do Sweet 16 at least, but I don't, obviously you could see a Final Four run if everything was perfect, but that seems a little stretched for me.
And don't get me wrong. Like, I want to see Iowa State succeed. I would love to see Iowa State win a national championship of basketball, football, whatever. I'm rooting for that. It's just, I'm weary. Like, I've gone in before, like I have recently with Arizona, and I'm like, man, I can't trust this. I can't fucking trust it. SMU 77, Syracuse 75. I'm glad I stayed away. To be honest, Syracuse should have won this game, but George W. and company and the Mustangs got it done. I mean, what a comeback. They were down 12 with 5 minutes left, 10 minutes left, something like that. What a fucking comeback. Mac, your thoughts on SMU and should they be in the NCAA tournament?
No, they should have lost it. I think it was awful. Good comeback win, not even close to covering.
Wait a second though, dude. They're going to enter the ACC tournament with 23 wins, most likely.
0 quad 1 wins though.
It's still 23 fucking wins and you're in a Power 5 conference?
Is it a Power 5 conference anymore?
I don't think so, but they think so, and ESPN's contract says so. I mean, they're a phony ass team, though.
They got Duke. I mean,
they're a real phony ass team. Now, this is one. If they do get in the NCAA tournament, I will fade the shit out of them in the first round.
You have to beat somebody. Like, you have to beat at least somebody with the pulse.
Yeah,
But I mean,
they've lost all their top games in the ACC too. Like they didn't catch one.
and they got their ass whooped in most of them.
Yeah, they got blown out. They got blown out by Wake at home in a game that they had to have. I was like, all right, you're out. If you get blown out by Wake at home, you're out.
Yeah, another one that might have been game of the night was Ohio State 116, Nebraska 114. I can't believe we're going to see Ohio State in the NCAA tournament.
Oh yeah, they're getting in.
I can't believe it. I can't believe it. This is why we don't need to expand. All right, this is why we don't need to expand. Because already you're throwing them in there, and I'm like, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, we're gonna add fucking what, 30 teams?
Phoenix,
whatever that number is.
Phoenix should have jumped off a bridge when Michigan's like the 4 or 5 seed that gets upset, and then Ohio State wins a game from like the 11 line. And he's gonna fucking jump off a bridge somewhere.
Shout out to the Buckeyes getting this done. This was a great game though. Great. It was an exciting game back and forth. Bryce Williams scored 43 fucking points in a losing effort.
He missed a fucking free throw to win it, man.
Yeah.
I was like, come on, Bryce. Like, you fucking brought him all the way back and you missed the free throw to win it.
Did you say does football brand bias and leave out? No, Ohio State's in, man. I think they're in right now, unless they. What do they got left? They only have one game left, right?
Indiana on the road.
Indiana. They play Indiana on Saturday.
I mean, if they lose that and they're 17 and 14 going into the Big Ten tournament, I think they're in too. They might need to win one in the tournament, but I think they're in. We cashed on that with Nebraska, by the way. Trevor, did you take this game, or what side would you have taken if you had to bet on it?
I didn't. I was liking Ohio State, but 6.5 is a lot to lay with them as a favorite. And yeah, both teams tried to just give this game away. I mean, Bryce Williams missed a free throw. Devin Royal missed that free throw late to go to overtime again. It was a fun game to watch, but man, nobody wanted to win that game. Nobody wanted to win.
Yeah. Glad I stayed away from this one, Mac, and sorry that you lost money because you're not sorry though. West Virginia 71, Utah 69. What a game here.
I'm not gonna lie. I didn't enjoy 1 minute of this game. Like one of my
elaborate.
One of my best friends is the head coach at Utah, but then I have friends on the West Virginia staff. So it's just like you're watching it and you know somebody's gonna lose. And I'm happy the Mountaineers got it done because that basically solidifies them being in the tournament. But I also want Josh to win because he's getting an interim opportunity. So I'm not going to lie. I didn't enjoy this game at all. I'm glad the Mountaineers won and they're going to the dance. So shout out to DeVries for having a hell of a first year. It's hard when you got friends on both sides. It's a weird dynamic. Like when Frank was playing West Virginia, it's just weird.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I can only imagine. I've never been in that spot. I've had, friends on the, I don't even know, same side of a, I don't know, a pencil fight in middle school or something. I have no fucking idea. But Trevor, what side were you on this one?
West Virginia did not bet. This wasn't one that made my card, but I liked West Virginia. It just felt with the revenge angle potentially that Utah would get it done for Eiler, but hell of a game. I know West Virginia was down double digits, like 10 points or something early, and they managed to come back. So hell of a win. But I see where Matt's coming from. That could be brutal to watch, but at least your team got it done. That's what matters. You're in the dance. Go upset some people. Yeah. You already beat Arizona, Gonzaga, and then why not one more?
Yeah. Boise destroyed Air Force. We didn't bet this, but we took Air Force. And let's talk about this one. We ate shit. I don't know about you, Trevor, but I know that we ate shit on this severely. I'm so fucking done with Steve Alford, Nevada. Shout out to New Mexico. Huge road win, 71-67 against Nevada. What the fuck seed is Nevada? What are they? Are they safely? They're a terrible fucking team. How is he this bad? That roster's not bad. Honestly, I know this isn't going to happen. But when we get to the Mountain West tournament, I'm going to say, well, Nevada's got one of the best rosters. So I'll sprinkle a little bit of action on the future for Nevada to win the Mountain West tournament. because you look at their roster and it is better than a lot of other teams, but damn, they suck. Trevor, did you bet this game? And even if you didn't, what side would you have taken? And why should Wisconsin, once our boy's gone, go for when Greg Gard's gone, go for Steve Alford as their next head coach?
Yeah, I would have been on Nevada. I'm glad I didn't. And if they hire Steve Alford, I'm never rooting for this team again. I wouldn't wish Steve Alford on my worst enemy. No chance. This guy is Christ. Like you said, this team has talent, but they can't win shit.
Are they really 16-15? And
yeah,
dude, they're at San Diego State, and San Diego State just lost. They're gonna be 500. They're gonna be fucking 500 this year.
After they started 6-1 after Charleston.
That's one. That is. This is the worst coaching job, and I don't even think it's Larinaga. I don't think it's Leonard Hamilton. I think this is the worst coaching job of the entire season.
Yeah.
What's worse than this? What's worse than this coaching job?
Green Bay.
But at least that roster wasn't like having us go, oh, okay. This one, like, I was at Mountain West Media Day, and I thought it turns out they were voted second, but still, they got a lot of first place votes. I was there. I saw that shit, man. And I just can't believe they're this bad.
San Jose State is one game back of them. They are down their two best players due to injuries. And fucking Alford has
and they have players get plucked every year. Unbelievable. Nevada, you know what I mean? Nevada actually invests in their basketball program. San Jose State does not. Remarkable. Absolutely remarkable. We ate a pile of shit there.
How does he just keep getting beat by New Mexico? That should be like a revenge game. That's your former team. You should be up for that. He never beats them now.
Yeah.
Noodles is even on his staff. The guy that replaced him that got fired from New Mexico. It's like the two former New Mexico coaches on the Nevada bench, and they cannot beat New Mexico.
We're fucking geniuses for Fresno State, though.
Oh, that was a rigged game.
We were all over this rigged game. Elijah Price. You don't just walk into the Save Mart Center and trust the date on the meat. You know what I mean? You walk into the Save Mart Center and you think, yeah, you got, look at this T-bone steak, only $6. Damn it. And it's only 2 days old? No, that shit's been there for a month. All right. This is phony from the start. We're all over this. Tell me you're on Fresno, Trevor.
Wasn't Fresno laying like 1.5, or were they catching?
Catching 1.5, yeah.
Okay, yeah, no, I laid off. This line stunk to high hell. I don't fade my my Sundance Wicks. I love that guy. He brought prime glory to Green Bay for 1 year again. So I love that guy, but I wasn't going to fade him. This line told you everything about this game. Why the hell is Fresno only catching 1.5? So, good for Fresno. Shitty for Wyoming. You can't lose to Fresno State. You can't do it.
We were all over this, man. The fucking line stunk. They're investigated. You knew you had to jump in on Fresno. That was a double lock just because of that. And then we did eat shit with San Diego State against UNLV on the. That is a big loss, but San Diego State has a chance to beat Nevada and go 21-8 to end the season. Do they have 2 games left? They do. No, they don't. Only one. Huh. Weird. Did they have a game canceled? I feel like a lot of teams are playing 30. Anyway, oh no, they haven't added this loss. Okay, so they're 21-9, or they're 20-9 right now. So they have a chance to go 21-9. Yeah, I ate shit there. I thought it was a good spot to catch revenge on UNLV. I know my buddy on the Sports Gambling Podcast, Kramer, thinks San Diego State is live for a Final Four. I do not. I think they're tournament good, but I think they'll be fortunate to get past the first round. They lack experience. They lack experience in a big way. This is why I kind of when I was at Mountain West Media Days, I just thought, this is their year of regression. Now, if Dutcher still got them 21-9, I think it's a great coaching job. I think he's a fantastic coach, but they're young as fuck. They don't have any experience really. just a couple guys, and one of them's been injured out, for the season. So bad pick there. But your thoughts, Trevor, on the Aztecs and UNLV?
Yeah, I liked UNLV. I didn't get there. I thought about live betting him at half, but I didn't. But yeah, San Diego, like you said, this is not the best team that Dutcher's ever had. This might be one of the least talented, but he still finds ways to win. And without, I think, what's his name, Guath or something. He's out for, I think, season now. Like without him, that's a huge loss inside too. So they kind of don't have a rim presence. But overall, I mean, still, you win 21 games with one of your worst rosters you've had. That's still a success, especially in the Mountain West. Like there's some decent teams and good teams in this conference. So shout out Dutcher. But, next year's the year.
Well, and I'm going to say this: if the committee is thinking about putting in a team, I want them to remember COVID and put fucking San Diego State in. You know what I mean?
I think the Houston win is going to get them over the hump. The Houston and Creighton wins were big time in the non-con, and then they've been good in the Mountain West. They should be in.
They might have been like. I mean, they would have been the 2 or 3 overall seed in the tournament in the COVID year.
Them and Dayton.
The Dayton one is so brutal. At least San Diego State after that went to the national championship, but still. Yeah, big game against Nevada next. Also, Arizona State covered against Arizona. Glad I stayed away from that one, but yeah. Actually, what's funny is I heard, could Hurley be fired? I saw the athletic director say that, but then I saw maybe it was a beat reporter or former beat reporter saying that we'll see how it goes. Like, meaning he could get fired.
I mean, I don't see how you bring him back. They haven't gotten any better. What have they made the tournament once?
Maybe twice. I think they got the play-in game twice. Didn't they?
All right, so he made it in 2019 and 2018, but in the last 6 years, he's made
those
it.
Those were the play-in game both times, right?
Yeah, it was a playing game both times. Like, I don't know. I just think this is a stagnant program.
Yeah, I think you got to get rid of him, but
yeah,
I don't know. I mean, it just seems like that. I guess every coach is coming back because of this big ass payout to the players. Yeah. Every coach is coming back. Trevor, aside from Steve Alford, would you like to see Bobby Hurley at Wisconsin?
Absolutely not. No, I'd like to see him at Indiana or something like that. That'd be fantastic. But no, please stay away from Wisconsin. You're fun to watch on TV. I don't want you coaching my team. No, I had Arizona over 86.5 in this one. This one was absolutely free. But shout out Arizona State. No acquaintance. I don't think Miller played, and then BJ Freeman was kicked off the team, and they still hung with Arizona. So good effort, but no dice tonight.
Why was he kicked off the team? Do we know that?
They kick somebody off every year. Like last year was Jose Perez. Like somebody new every year. Like they kick somebody out like 3 out of the last 5 years. Hurley needs to get back on the East Coast. I think he needs to be like the
Buffalo. Buffalo would take him back right now.
Yeah,
Buffalo would take him back right now. All right, game balls.
Syracuse.
2 game balls each. Let's fire. Where are you going, Mac?
First game ball. Let's go A&M. Needed that game like blood. They beat the shit out of them. Great win over Auburn.
Trevor, where are you going?
I'll go BYU. Big win on the road at Iowa State. Turned it over 30 times. Still found a way to win. So good job, Mormons. Big win there.
Yeah, well, I got one. That's probably to me the one that jumped out the most to me. Even though A&M got it done, but I'm gonna go with.
And you know what? I'm jacked about another opportunity.
Cal.
I'm like, let's go. Now, I met with the team. There is no team.
Give me Arkansas. You needed it. You needed it bad. You go into Vandy, statement win there to right your wrongs. Mac, where are you going with the second game ball?
Let's go Texas, honestly. I mean, going to Stark Vegas, needed that game to stay alive in your season, and they got it done. So Texas gets a game ball.
Trevor?
I'll go Purdue. Played hard against UCLA, came back and just mollywopped the shit out of Rutgers. Kind of get back on track here. So I think Purdue's starting to figure it back out and get rolling again.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Eastern Michigan. I like the Purdue one there, but Eastern Michigan, ever since it's been investigated, you're starting to win these games. You go into Athens, Ohio's Convocation Center as an 8.5-point dog, and you win outright. I know damn well there's some people in Ypsilanti cashing in on that money line. What a play there by the Eagles of Eastern Michigan. All right, folks, let's get to the conference stuff. But before we do that, I want to tell you the college basketball experience is brought to you by Rhythm. Rhythm's throwing an epic March Madness party. And guess what? You out there, you're invited. Yes, all Rhythm users are invited to a first four watch party Wednesday, March 19th at the Awesome Stadium Swim in Circa, Las Vegas. At Circa there in downtown Las Vegas. Free drinks. Plus you get to hang out with the guys from this very podcast and the Sports Gambling Podcast. Yes, we will be there, and it gets much better. Rhythm is also giving away a $250 March Madness future for one random lucky Rhythm user. Even if you can't make the party, you can still cash in with this future bet. Just sign up for your free 7-day trial period. That's all you got to do. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. That's RITHMM. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm to help you fill out your bracket. You got to get on over there. You look, what do you got to lose? If you're in Vegas specifically, you come by, you have a few drinks, make a few bets, plus you get a chance at that $250 future. You get to hang out with us, talk some shit, call me an idiot, call me a gap tooth motherfucker to my face. Yeah, you get all that freedom. All right. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/party. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/party. We're also brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Yes, college hoops we play it every night. I know Trevor just talked about a prop that he was all over. I forget who it was. Who was that again? you nailed somebody. Was it Eric Dixon? I think it was Eric Dixon.
Yeah, Eric Dixon agrees.
I mean, that's the edge. Underdog Fantasy has an edge that you cannot find elsewhere when it comes to college. Really, when it comes to anything. I mean, I got buddies that cover the NHL. They tell me, man, Underdog's killing it with the NHL stuff. They got NBA, they got everything else, UFL, CFL, MMA, NASCAR. You can win big with Underdog. And they got the Luka discount going on for every Laker game right now for the rest of the regular season. Also for football diehards, pick up projections for select players' 40-yard dash times during this week's NFL Combine. So sign up, but when you do, sign up with the promo code TCESGPN to claim your special pick plus first time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus credits. UnderdogFantasy.com promo code TCESGPN. All right, we are back and we got slideshows. All right, they call me the slide master. Let's go. How the fuck do I do this again, Mac? Especially with 3, it's tricky. This thing is really tricky with 3. There. Oh. Okay. There we go. So I think I was actually fine from the start and I just fucked it up. Perfect. We got the Big South conference tournament going on tomorrow. YouTube.com/the college experience. Hop on over there. You can see the bracket there laid out in front of you. I have the odds right here in the Big South. High Point is the is favored at -250 to win the conference, but surprisingly, you can get Radford plus 750, UNC Asheville, the Bulldogs plus 900, Winthrop plus 900, along with the Lancers plus 1400, the Blue Hose of Presbyterian at plus 3000, Charleston Southern at plus 7,000, Gardner Webb, the Running Bulldogs plus 7,500, and Upstate, South Carolina Upstate, my boys, plus 25,000 there. I mean, there's no way you're taking High Point because it's -250. My logic was I just took a shot on Asheville. Asheville beat High Point once this year. I know they haven't played as well down the stretch. This tournament's in Johnson City, Tennessee, because of I think normally it's in Asheville, but I think because of the
there's no school in there's no
that's only because of the disaster. I think I was reading about this. Asheville got fucked up by that hurricane. I think that's why they moved it there.
No. This is usually it. This last year was at High Point.
Who am I thinking of? The SoCon was there then. right?
Yeah, the SoCon's always in Asheville. I don't know why
They're not in
this.
Asheville this year, though, right?
I haven't looked that far ahead. I've only been going one at a time.
Okay.
Yeah, but this one has usually been either in Charlotte or somewhere in the Carolinas. Like, I don't know. Johnson City makes no sense. Have it in Virginia.
Who's got the edge here? I mean, I guess what?
Nobody.
Asheville, maybe.
Maybe, yeah.
Asheville, I think, would be the closest, right?
Yeah.
Because Boone, I know Boone is really close to Johnson City, but Boone's still a little bit of a ways from Asheville. But I am going to take Asheville. They beat High Point. There's no value to me in taking High Point. To me, it's either Radford, Asheville, or Winthrop. I mean, if you're looking for a long shot, I wouldn't go past Longwood. Like maybe Longwood finds a way to, but they looked like ass on the stretch. I normally I like to play two teams in each conference. I'm just taking Asheville plus 900. Mac,
can you go right back to the bracket real quick? I wanted to glance at one quick thing.
Certainly.
Presbyterian. I'm gonna take Radford. I know I always like back at Radford, but Radford's got all the close losses in league play. They played High Point close already. They got their season ended there last year, and then I'm gonna ride with Winthrop, man. I like the way that this team has come into form. They won 9 out of 10. So give me two long shots here, plus 750 and plus 900. I'll fade the automatic High Point is gonna win this league. So yeah, give me two long shots. Radford in the top half plus 750. If they could get by High Point, I'm sitting there with plus 750. If not, I got High Point 9-1 in the bottom half of the region.
Trevor, part of the host of the Pump Fake Pod. Check it out, Trevor. Your thoughts on the Big South here?
Mine are exact same as Max here. I liked Radford here. High Point minus 250. You can't do anything with that. But if they sneak past, they're right there. And then I liked Winthrop. If somehow High Point did make it there, they've lost twice to them, so it's tough to beat a team 3 times. And Asheville, they split the series. They just got to win. Winthrop's been playing good. So I think coming into the tournament, they're in the right form. So I liked Winthrop and Radford also.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say if you're forcing me to take a second, I don't know about I think I would take Winthrop over Radford. Radford just I feel like, yeah, they've got the experience and they got a couple guys that I like, but I normally like them at home. Winthrop just seems to be coming on a little bit as a team.
Yeah.
So, like Radford plays Presbyterian in the opening round. Presbyterian just fucked them up like a week ago.
I know. At home. Yeah. So that's why I'm playing the revenge angle on that, and then we'll see if they can beat High Point.
Well, to me, the cutoff, maybe you could convince me. Longwood's got a track record of playing well in these tournaments, but I can't go. Even Presbyterian, I couldn't even. There's no real long shot in this conference to me.
Maybe Charleston Southern, maybe just because they've randomly popped up, but I don't think they can win 3 games in 3 days. I'm with you. I think it's one of those top 4. I think there's a clear tier. I don't think Longwood is even on the same tier as those top 4.
Yeah. Let's jump over to the next conference, the NE-fucking-C.
Oh God.
I mean, this is just such an easy fucking play here. You're seeing the bracket. I should note that you have to they reseed after each round. They reseed, which is much better than BNIC's favorite bracket. By reseeding, I think it helps the better seeds, and you still have to play games. No freebies. All right. The odds in this conference right there, youtube.com/the college experience. Central Connecticut State minus 250. The fucking Long Island Sharks, baby. Lucas is going to be loving this when that plus 370 comes in. The Red Flash of St. Francis plus 1300. Fairleigh Dickinson plus 1500 against, or not against, but I guess against the books. Stonehill plus 3,500, Wagner plus 4,000, Moines plus 10,000, and Chicago State, good Lord, plus 40,000 there. There's only one play for me here. There's no long shot. There's no long shot. I mean, I have some long shots in other conferences. There's only one play. Long Island won in New Britain. They won in New Britain, and I believe they're the most talented roster in this conference. Now, it doesn't mean they're the best coach. They're the most talented roster in the conference to me. Plus 370.
All I know is we're hard-working, tax-paying people like you, and we don't take shit from nobody. You got that, asshole? Ask me. The fucking union that works for you.
Loading up plus 370, Mac. And by the way, if you're forcing me to take one else or one other one, I would say Fair Dick would be the one, but I don't like fucking around with any of that. Just give me Long Island. I'm out. Mac, what are you doing here?
I mean, I think Central Connecticut's going to roll in this, but I don't want to lay minus 250. So give me the defending champs. They were the 6th seed last year. Wagner. They wanted it from the 6th spot last year. Give me a long shot here, 40-1. This fucking bracket ain't gonna go chalk. Chicago State's tempting there, but maybe LIU gets in the semis at least. Yeah, give me Wagner 40-1. That'll be my long shot future, just because they were the preseason favorite, or they were preseason second favorite behind Central, and they've kind of been disappointing. So new season, give me the Seahawks, the defending champs here, 40-1.
There we go. Shout out to Malik Bennett. That parlay was fire. Damn right it was, brother. Trevor, what do you like it here in the Northeast Conference, the Conference of Champions?
Yeah, I mean, 400-1 on Chicago State. I think out of principle, you got to throw a couple dollars on that, just anyway. But yeah, I like St. Francis here. I mean, they've beaten LIU. I don't think. I mean, Central Connecticut on paper should roll through this, but minus 250 can't really do anything with that. So I mean, St. Francis, they finished the season all right. Beat LIU. I think they can get it done here. So, and they made me a fair amount of money this year out of the NEC. So St. Francis, I'll ride with my guys.
Oh, I can't wait to talk shit to you fucking bozos.
The same money line tomorrow. Let's go.
I mean, Chicago State's won one game all year away from their home stadium. One game. But hey, March, legends are born. Next up, let's go to the OVC. This is the bracket here. I love this. You gotta OVC it. They're great. How long they work on that one?
Beanick did consulting for this fucking bum.
We had a marketing meeting. We met at, over the course of 12 months, we met at just 5-star hotels along, South Florida and San Diego, just to figure, OVC, you've got to see it. I am really kind of fascinated by this bracket, though, if I'm being honest, just because the odds are hilarious. SEMO is plus 150. SIU is plus 270. Tennessee State plus 400. Little Rock plus 500. UT Martin, the Skyhawks plus 3,000. Tennessee Tech plus 4,000. Morehead State plus 6,000. Lindenwood, the Penitentiary, plus 6,000 as well. This one I have 2 plays in. So what? SEMO beat SIU on Senior Day.
Mm-hmm.
That shit means something. I like SIU Edwardsville plus 270, and I like the team right behind them as the other option, Tennessee State at plus 400. I think you do that. I know that they got to run into each other more than likely, but I think you're going to have one of the two playing. And remember, Tennessee State lost by 2 at SEMO in the past month. And that was like SEMO hit a jumper, under 20 seconds, something like that, if memory serves me correct. I just think that's the angle. SEMO's been hot, but I don't know. They lost the last time they stepped on the hardwood. Mac, what are you doing here?
Fascinating bracket per usual. Evansville, can't wait for this tourney. Obviously, I'm a former governor, so I got a lot of good memories of this tournament. I'm going to take Little Rock 5-1 and Edwardsville plus 270. I think Little Rock was the preseason favorite. Disappointing year. They were up and down. They were out of their gym, and I think they kind of hit that February wall. New season here. I think they got enough talent. Darrell Walker and company. I like Little Rock 5-1, and then I like Edwardsville, Brian Baroni and company. I think they've been really consistent. and they've just flown under the radar of SEMO. And I'm gonna fade SEMO coming in red hot into this tournament. So yeah, Edwardsville plus 270 with that group, and then give me Little Rock, arguably the most talented 5-1.
Trevor, where are you going here in the OVC?
Yeah, me and Mac agree here again. I like Little Rock coming out the bottom and Edwardsville up top. SIUE lost to SEMO twice, so they got a little bit of motivation if they get there. And then Little Rock, their defense is really good. They can force turnovers. Now their offense is not pretty, but in a neutral, tournament here on a floor, like defense will really matter. So the ability to force turnovers, run out in transition, I think that could matter and make it uncomfortable for some teams. So I liked Little Rock and Edwardsville also.
Wow. I don't see the Little Rock one, but all three of us took Edwardsville.
I like
something
Edwardsville.
there.
I like Baroni, man. I mean, we had him on the show, so I'm going to be biased for our guy.
Of course, 100%. We are corrupt. Any coaches out there? They'll come on the show. We'll pick them all next year. So please, if your brother-in-law knows Mick Cronin, let us know. Tell Mick we'll pick every UCLA game for 3 months if he wants to come on the show and talk for an hour. He's only got to do one Jaeger bomb, and we're good there. Next up, the Summit League. I'll be honest, out of all the conferences, and I love my fucking Long Island Sharks. This is the conference tournament I will be glued to the most.
Yes,
I find this conference tournament fascinating this year. Now, was just doing the SGP show, and I forgot that St. Thomas has one more year out. I thought this was their first year they could get it, which fucking.
Dude, they're like the favorite, right?
If you would have quizzed me yesterday, if you would have asked me, I thought St. Thomas came into college basketball before UC San Diego, but I am wrong. It is ridiculous. The odds for the conference, the Tommies, of course, yet not being the 1 seed. The 1 seed, by the way, is odds on 4th best to win the conference. St. Thomas, who can't go to the big dance, is at plus 225. North Dakota State, 2nd best odds, plus 260. South Dakota State, 3rd best odds, plus 300. Omaha beating the trash can there. 4th best odds at plus 450, despite being the 1 seed. The Coyotes of South Dakota plus 2,200. North Dakota, the Fighting Sioux plus 3,500. The Kangaroos hopping around. Plus 4,000 there, and they're in the play-in game. Denver plus 5,500. Oral Roberts plus 20,000 there. I actually have, this is the one that I think I get most excited for because I was gonna take the Tommies and I forgot about that. So I'm loving South Dakota State plus 300. I actually think you're finding a little bit of an edge. The games are in South Dakota. They're gonna have the crowd. You could say the Coyotes would too, sure, but South Dakota State has a better culture. That shit, they own the state a little bit more than South Dakota. And then I'm going to take a shot. I just think UMKC's got a talented roster. So I think it's worth a shot because honestly, if I was to sit there and judge rosters in the Summit League, I think UMKC's got a top 2 roster.
Yep.
Maybe top 3, right? You can get a great edge on them. I know they've been ass. I know they've been a letdown, but South Dakota State plus 300, UMKC plus 4,000. That's my play. Mac, what are you doing here in the Summit?
You stole it right from me. UMKC, disappointing year, but I think they're going to beat Omaha. And that it's a reset. It's an experienced group. We saw life from them. So I got them winning that playing game, and then I got them beating Omaha to bust open this bracket. We always see this. The 1 seed that way overachieves, wins all the close games, great story, always gets picked off in the quarterfinals. So I think Omaha, prime candidate to get picked off here. Yeah, I'm all over the Jackrabbits here to get this thing done and win the tournament. So I'll take South Dakota State 3-1 to beat UMKC in the finals 40-1. And I think Eric Henderson's going to win it, and then I think he's going to be elsewhere next year. So I think it's going to be a farewell into the tournament and a potential new head coach for the Jackrabbits once he wins the Summit once again. So let's go Jackrabbits 3-1.
Wow. Seeing eye to eye here. Trevor, what are you doing here?
Yeah, I kind of like St. Thomas just because of what you said. They can't get to the tournament, so this is just a chance to stick it to the committee
system.
and the system to stick it to them that they belong in. So I mean, and this is their postseason tournament. This is March Madness for them. So they're going to give a max effort here. I like St. Thomas, but out of the top, I kind of like South Dakota here. They played a little bit better as of late. They're not impressive, but they can force turnovers. They get to the free throw line. They can defend pretty well. So it's not a pretty offense, but I think they have the ability to. And they've lost to North Dakota State twice. So the last one was a 4-point game. I think this one might be different.
They were live in that game. That was in Fargo too, and that was a couple weeks ago. It was not that long ago. I like that angle because of the home. Like if you told me to add one other thing to my card, it would probably be the Coyotes. But I'm going to stick back with South Dakota State and UMKC. But I like that angle of the Coyotes. Shout out to Mark Parks in the chat. Sorry, I think I double clicked that. Shout out to you guys for a banging show. Been a listener for a while now, and y'all know your shit. Thank you, and hopefully you cash in on that parlay we gave away yesterday. Appreciate you tuning in, though, Mark. All right, let's get to some games. We got Mac. There was no line out when I made this slide, but we did cash on Coastal Carolina plus 3.5. The bad news is they didn't win. Southern Miss did. They broke their 8-game losing streak. Now they're in Pensacola taking out Southern. What is this number, Mac? Do you got this out there?
Southern's laying 2.5.
We should lock Southern. I'm smash play on Georgia Southern. I don't care. They got the first game in. Smash play on Georgia Southern. Trevor?
Yeah, I'm with you. Give me Georgia Southern. Southern Miss just pulled one out of their ass today. It ends tomorrow, so go Georgia Southern.
Yep. 3
that
cross.
Is
welcome to the party, pal.
A triple lock. Let's go. Fly with the Eagles. Next up, we are going to a huge game in the Big Ten. Maryland, Michigan. What is this? Has this moved since I made this slide?
Down to 1.5.
Yeah, you're right. It is down to 1.5. I'm actually on Michigan here. I think Michigan's going to get get another close win, but I like them minus the 1.5. Maryland on the road this year has been when they're iffy, and a lot of that makes a lot of sense. They're a younger team. They're 4-5 on the road. They almost lost to Penn State on the road recently. I love this play. I'm locking up. I'm betting Michigan minus 1.5. Mac, what are you doing here?
Fascinating matchup with the two front courts. I think I'm going to battle you. I think the Terps are better. I think Michigan's going to drop back-to-back home games and potentially lose the Big Ten.
Back-to-back, you mean?
Yeah, I forgot about the Michigan State. Yeah, I think they lose a third straight. Yeah, give me Maryland. Better team, in my opinion.
Trevor, I'm about to battle. You want to get in on this battle?
Yeah, I like Michigan here too. I think at the coaching advantage, you got to go to Dusty May roster. Obviously, Maryland's better, but you got Vlad Gold and Danny Wolf down low. So I like Michigan in the bounce back at home. They got outscored by 30 just from the 3-point line against Illinois. Anyway, I don't see Maryland lighting them up like that either.
We got a battle. Dundee and Trevor on Big Blue. Mac on these Terps. All right, next up we are going to Providence, Rhode Island, where the Friars are laying 7.5 against the RuPaul Blue Balls, DePaul Blue Demons. I'll lay it.
We should bet Providence as much as I
You think?
This feels like the one get up spot where they beat up on maybe the team that's worse than them.
All right, I'll join you.
Yeah, Providence.
I'll join you.
Good job, you guys. Good job.
Trevor, you in?
Oh yeah, give me Providence. Give me Providence.
What number 13 for these clowns?
Yes. That's for the 13 wins. It's not for us battling. Triple lock on the Friars minus 7.5. Next up, we are going to Tuscaloosa, Alabama, where I'm seeing this at 2.5 now. Bama is laying 2.5, and I'm taking the Florida Gators. Why? Because Auburn's on deck. Why? Because I think Florida's a better team than Alabama. A little bit concerned about Tuscaloosa, but I feel like in general, I think Florida's just a lot better than Alabama. Give me the Gators, Mac.
I'm going to battle you. Give me.
I didn't bet this. I didn't.
I'm going to bet Alabama.
Yeah.
I thought that they were the better team on Saturday at Tennessee, and I think they bounce back here on Senior Day. I think they make a statement. They've lost 3 out of 5. I think they roll here at home over Florida. They win by 7 or 8. Let's go. Roll Tide, roll.
Trevor.
Yep, high tide for me. Let's go Bama. I mean, they absolutely pissed that game away. Oates had 2 timeouts in his pocket. He let his freshman get a 5-second call under the rim. He's going to be better tomorrow. Alabama big, and they always respond off of a loss, minus the Missouri game after Auburn.
Yeah, and Kyle in the chat, Grant Nelson game time decision, but double lock for Trevor and Mac on the Crimson Tide.
High Tide.
Hey, let me ask you: if Grant Nelson's out, do you guys still feel as good about that? You still feel like you should definitely bet that?
Injury bump.
Yeah, I'm a believer in the injury bump.
It's been proven this year multiple times.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Next up, UMass is in Bonaventure, New York, taking on these Bonnies. The Bonnies are laying 8.5. I will take UMass in the points, but I'll stay away. Mac?
I feel like I'm betting every game. Give me the Minutemen. Bonnie's won at UMass. Return favor here. Revenge. I think we'll get a drag it out game. Give me the Minutemen.
Did they win at UMass?
Yeah, like 2 weeks ago, and UMass was favored. Now they're getting 8.5.
All right, I'll join you. You're right. You're right. All right, 8.5 with UMass. I'm in. Double lock. Trevor, what are you doing here?
Yeah, I'm not betting this, but I like the Bonnies. UMass just pulled that game out of their ass against whoever they Rhode Island the other night.
Yeah, that was a great fucking
Incredible
yeah,
sweat.
Yeah.
So I'll take Bonnies here, but I'm not laying 8.5 with this Bonaventure team. But this line feels kind of telling.
Yeah. Next up, Rhode Island. Speaking of the devil, Rhode Island heading into Philly. Take it on St. Joe's. St. Joe's laying 10.5.
Good Lord.
Stop it. Give me Rhode Island, but I'm not betting this fucking game because St. Joe's at home has been kind of fire. Mac, what are you doing here?
I'll take Rhode Island. I'm with you. Like, God, 10.5? That's a fucking big number, but this could be the Purdue and Rutgers game of tonight where they're baiting your ass. I'll just take Rhode Island. No bet. Discipline.
Yeah. Trevor, what are you doing here in Philly?
Yeah, I'm not betting this. St. Joe's is the butler of the A-10 for me, but they've been rolling. They've been rolling, and St. Joe's loses to the top dogs, not Rhode Island. So I'm with Mac. It kind of feels a little baity to take the 10.5. Give me the Hawks at home to roll.
All right, money line Mac locking up.
No, I'm not.
Oh, I thought you said you were. I thought you said I'm going in on this.
No, I said discipline. Discipline.
Okay. Clemson. Here's your discipline. Clemson's going into Chestnut Hill, laying 13.5. I'm taking BC. I'm taking BC to cover this.
All right, you ready?
I think BC covers this.
You want to get sold?
Yeah, I do.
Holy shit! Actually, BC's been pretty good.
They smacked them last year, man. Right by like 20, I thought. Right?
Yeah, and all right. So Clemson's been covering every goddamn game. Back road spot. Is this not VCU and Duquesne of tonight, where they've covered every game? They kind of come out a little bit sleepy in a sleepy spot, like VCU do to Duquesne. BC, Earl's final home game, probably.
They said they're going to bring him back.
Oh, Earl was on that list?
Yeah.
No way. Oh, that's
Nice. Can I apply for a job in the ACC?
Apparently not, because there's no openings.
they got fucking more job security than the fucking Supreme Court justices. Goddamn, it's fucking lifetime. It's fucking ACC coaches.
We should bet BC. I feel like no one's betting BC, dude.
Oh yes, absolutely. BC's actually been chippy in this fucking little rivalry. Yeah, BC all day.
Well, and isn't he very familiar with South Carolina as well? Trevor, what are you doing here?
Yeah, I'm not going to get cute and fake Clemson. You got Boston College coming back from the West Coast too, and they played on Saturday. Now they're flying home. Clemson's been steamrolling everybody. They have Virginia Tech on deck. I don't think there's much of a look ahead for absolutely anything. So I'll lay it with Clemson here. I'll go down with the ship if so. They've just been mollywopping.
You bet? Is that a lock?
Yeah, I did bet it.
Oh, okay.
Battle.
Wow. Let's go. Let's do a little battle. Let's do a little battle here. I like this. All right. We got a battle at Chestnut Hill. Dundee and Mac on the Eagles. Trevor saying we Tigers. All right. Next up, we are going to Orlando. Oklahoma State is taking on the very, very, very Golden Knights of Central Florida. UCF's laying 5.5. There's your classic 5.5 number.
Yeah.
I'm staying the fuck away from this game, but you know what? Give me the points. Mac?
I'll bet Oklahoma State. I mean, who's UCF to be laying 5.5? I just think.
But Oklahoma State's coming off of a court storming, right? That's the only scary
that was
thing.
last week. That was last week.
But isn't that the last game? Did they play a game since then?
No, they played at Baylor on Saturday, and
You're right.
I kind of just buy into Lutz as a coach. I think he's a good coach. So yeah, give me Oklahoma State here to keep this. I think Oklahoma State might win this game outright.
I mean, I could totally see it. I'm just not confident to bet it. I could also see UCF winning by 20. Trevor, what are you doing here?
Yeah, I liked Oklahoma State here too. They've been playing pretty good, minus the Kansas game. I mean, they beat UCF at home, Kansas off that loss, but beat Iowa State, then played Baylor pretty tough. For the most part, their offense has been fine. I like Oklahoma State, and I was probably going to look at throwing down on Keyshawn Hall's points over for UCF tomorrow. There should be, I mean, this total is 164, and Keyshawn Hall does a lot for UCF, so should be some points, so I'll take those.
You're locking this?
I'm not locking it yet. It's going to be one or the other, either Oklahoma State or the Keyshawn Hall points.
Alrighty. Moneyline Mac is locking up the Cowboys. Flying solo. Next up, Pitt is taking on the pussy pack of NC State. Pitt's laying 2.5. What could go wrong here?
Is NC State eliminated?
That's a good question. That's a very good question.
I mean, the number is telling us what to fucking do. I mean, good Lord.
NC State is eliminated, I think.
Oh, that means they'll win.
Yeah.
Yeah, NC State lock. Is Pitt eliminated from the ACC tournament yet?
Oh no, they're a high seed, dude.
They're gonna be playing on opening day. They've been fucking Syracuse. Bring back the old Big East.
Oh man, I'll take NC State. I'll take the pussy pack. No bet.
This is a contract extension game for Keats. They're gonna blow out fucking Pitt here.
Remember that last year when that was in his contract that if you made the Final Four, he automatically gets another contract. It wasn't even like they unbelievable contract. It was like fucking Bobby Bonilla 2.0 here. I'm not betting this. You're betting this, Mac?
Yeah, absolutely. It's Pitt. Who are they to be laying points on the road?
Jeff Capel's from the Carolinas. He won't get embarrassed though. I'm a little nervous about that.
I've been getting embarrassed for 2 months now.
Not in Carolina though. He beat Duke last year. Who remind you that?
They got beat by 50 this year at Duke, I think.
I'm staying away. Moneyline Mac locking up. Hit minus 2.5. I'm sorry. Moneyline Mac locking up the pussy pack plus 2.5. Can't fucking talk tonight. Trevor, you joining Moneyline Mac in the pussy pack?
Yeah, I was gonna sit back and wait, but yeah, he convinced me. Give me NC State. Eat shit, Pitt. NC State. They got nothing to lose. They're gonna win this game. This line feels pretty damn telling. What's gonna happen here?
Trevor and Mac loading up on the pussy pack. The more I think about it, I'm switching my pick. Give me Pitt. Cable's at home. Cable's at home.
He's like 0-4 in the state of North Carolina this year.
Cable's at home. Did they lose at Wake? Why did I think they beat Wake?
They lost at Wake. They lost at Carolina. They lost at Duke. Did they lose it?
So that's even better. He has to get this one. His dad, his brothers, his sisters, uncles, aunts, they're all gonna be disappointed. All right. Next up, X gonna give it to you. They're heading to Hinkle Fieldhouse to take on Butler. Xavier's laying 1.5. I mean, if the line isn't telling you,
good Lord,
I'm locking up Butler. Mac,
the mentor's really gonna fucking ruin Sean Miller's head.
I mean, the line is telling you got to take Butler, right? Am I crazy here?
Yep, I'm all over Butler with you. Let's go. Give me the dogs. This could be Thad Matta's final home game. You never know.
Oh, it is.
Are you in, Trevor? What are you doing here?
Yeah. Now, Mac, don't get scared. I am betting Butler here, so just beware of that. Butler is my kryptonite, but I will be on Butler. This line's telling you Thad Matta's last home game. They'll get it done, and then Fran McCaffrey's going to come in and be a little family reunion in Indianapolis next year.
I like that.
I do like that. Triple lock on the Bulldogs. All right, next up, we are jumping over to well, you know what we got going on here. LaSalle is heading to Fairfax, Virginia to take on Tony Skinn and the George Mason Patriots. And I know you guys think this bit's getting old, Dundee. But my guy Fran, you know, there's a movie called Breach with Chris Cooper. And it's based on these in Fairfax, Virginia. You had this Russian spy. You know, they had Serrano from Major League too. I forget his name, Dennis something. And you know, but it was about a shipment coming in. They would meet up in these parks, fucking Fairfax, Virginia. Right? These Russians would meet in. They'd meet up. They'd mark a little. Take some chalk to a little sign, let you know they're meeting up. Well, we caught that Russian prick, but we ain't catch Fran. Fran's meeting there. He's grabbing a shipment of goods coming into old Frying Pan Park there, Northern Virginia, Fairfax, Virginia. All right. Call me crazy. I think LaSalle's live on this goddamn money line, plus 700. I shit you not. This is just the type of game that I think LaSalle. Here's my problem with LaSalle. Like they have long droughts of not scoring. So does George Mason. This one can work. LaSalle, lock, sprinkle some on the fucking money line. Got that shipment coming in. Route 123, Clark. He knows where he's going. He's been doing this shit for years. He was just at George Washington. You don't think he crossed the bridge? Right? Mac, tell me you're in on this.
I'm taking the points, but they're off a loss, and I'm saving my Fran Dunphy spot for Saturday in the home finale against St. Joe's.
Buddy, the money line is live right here, dude. I like the styles of play. Like, okay, I mean, maybe you should hear. I'm just saying that the style of play they play at, like Mason. If you watch, I love George Mason, right? I've been lobbying for them to get a football team fucking my entire life. I watch them more than I watch every other team. I would say like ECU, George Mason, Colorado normally always get on the TV no matter what if they're playing. They go through some long ass fucking droughts. Now their defense is top notch. I'm just saying like LaSalle is a similar team. I think the style is actually kind of fit now. LaSalle's not nearly as good defensively, but they can be for a fucking game because George Mason's offense is so ass. It helps out their defense. Trevor, are we crazy?
Yeah, Mason off a loss. No, thank you. And you said it best. LaSalle goes on these droughts, and you're gonna go do that against George Mason. GG's. I'll take Mason, but I will be betting LaSalle's under 60.5 team total. Sorry, buddy.
You're betting Mason though?
I won't bet Mason. No, I like Mason.
Okay.
Okay.
Double lock. No. You're back. You locking this?
I'm out.
Oh my God. You guys are just disappointing me. I'll fly solo. Can't wait for tomorrow's show. Gabriel says, no way I watched the games. Hey, did you cash on my parlay tonight? Fuck you, buddy. I mean, yeah. I mean, I haven't had a losing day in like fucking 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I don't even fucking remember anymore. What number we at? It's 2 weeks, I think. K-State is catching 9.5 in Cincinnati. All right. Is this line telling you that Hawkins is not playing because he's a game time decision?
Yeah, I'll lock up Cincinnati. I think we get a blowout. I think K-State's broke again.
I'm going to battle you. It's just too many points. Cincy sucks.
They've been playing better at home.
Yeah, they still suck. Trevor, what are you doing here?
BYU. Like, I was actually looking at it. That's BYU's last loss. They fucked BYU up at Cincinnati.
Trevor, what are you doing here?
System play. You got Cincinnati off of playing Houston. Give me Kansas State to lose this game by like 6 or 7. Houston beats the shit out of you, and Cincinnati plays slow as hell anyway, and their offense is disgusting. So Kansas State loses an ugly 1 by 6.
Lock?
Yeah, I have to. It's a system play. Yeah, give me Kansas State.
There we go.
Give me them cats.
We got a battle. Dundee and Trevor saying Wildcats. Mac saying give me them Bearcats. Coleman Hawkins is a game time decision, Ryan. Next up, we got the Colonials of George Washington. The Colonials of George Washington heading into the Bronx. Take on Fordham. George Washington's laying 3.5. Ugh.
Fucking line reeks.
I know.
Last place.
Yeah, I'll take G-Dub, but no bet. No bet.
G-Dub, no bet.
Yeah, I'm with you, George Washington. No bet. For this line's pretty telling. It feels like only 3.5 against the worst team in the conference. Like, what could go wrong here?
Yeah. Next up, the Skyhawks of UT Martin. This is a tournament game here.
I want this pilot. It's a matter of national security.
They're taking on Tennessee Tech. We got to talk a lot about this one. This is a OVC game going on here, and I put way too much effort into studying this game tonight.
Have you? All right, so make this line make sense.
Yeah, well, so Tennessee Tech swept them, but both games were in overtime. Yeah. It's in Evansville, Indiana.
The 8 seed's laying points.
I know, but I mean, like both games were literally like one free throw away from going the other way. I'm going to take Tennessee Tech because I just think they're the better team at when it's all said and done. I think Tennessee Tech's roster is better than UT Martin's. I am not betting this game, but I'm fascinated by this watch. Obviously, with it being a tournament game. Mac, what are you doing here?
I like the coach at Martin Schulman. I think they're going to win. I think that they, like you said, they dropped both games in overtime. They're laying points out for a reason. Martin gets it done. I'll lock it up.
Whew, you're locking this.
Get some action on this OVC, Dave.
I did like 30 minutes of work on this game, and I just came away from like, this is the last game I would bet on the whole entire fucking slate. And I think the first two games are giving you that sample of like, do not bet this game. Trevor, are you betting this game?
Yeah, I'm riding with Mac. I like Martin here. It's tough to beat a team 3 times, and the team that's 0-2 is laying points on a neutral. I will take Martin. Let's go Skyhawks.
You are some crazy motherfuckers. UT Martin, double lock. Trevor and Mac. Can't wait to see their faces tomorrow. And this is triple overtime. 1 point win by Martin.
All that work for push.
Mo with the chat is cracking me up. Dundee, I took LaSalle with you so many times. I just can't do it anymore. The shipment is spoiled milk, brother. No, there's still. I'm telling you, the final shipment's coming in. The final shipment's coming in. Plus 700 tomorrow. Next up, we're going to Wagner. Taking on St. Francis in Loretta, Pennsylvania. I'm seeing this at 3.5 right now, by the way. NEC basketball. What's not to like? I'm going to lay the 3.5 of St. Francis, but I am not betting this fucking game. Mac, what are you doing here?
Oh, I'm all over Wagner. I just said they're going to win the tournament. They're getting 3.5. Give me the point. Wrong team is favored.
You're stretching thin. You're stretching fucking thin on these last two plays.
Money line, lock it up.
Money line, Mac, lock it up. The Seahawks of Wagner. This guy. What the fuck are you really seeing here?
We got
he's
talent.
stretching himself too thin. Trevor, what are you doing here?
Yeah, give me St. Francis. I'm going to battle Mac here. I like the Red Flash. They've treated me well. They've lost twice to Wagner this year, both by 2 points. Now we're laying 3.5. I will take it, and St. Francis gets it done at home.
We own these bitches.
We got a battle. Trevor on the Red Flash. Mac on the Seahawks. You guys are hilarious on that. Next up, Lemoyne is taking on Central Connecticut State. I think I saw this at 13.5. Is that still correct, Mac?
Yeah, I mean, God,
I'm going to lay it, actually. I'm going to lay it. I bet Lemoyne the other day with the points against Central Connecticut State, and it hit. But damn if they didn't need every big time shot late. I'm laying it. I'm laying it with Central Connecticut State here. Mac, what are you doing?
points, no bet.
Trevor?
Yeah, same. I'll take Lemoyne. I'm not touching this game.
Next up, we got Stonehill heading into Hackensack, taking on Fairleigh Dickinson. All right. This one you can sell me on a lock on Fairleigh Dickinson, but what the fuck is this number?
It is. I mean, it is the 4-5 game, I guess.
Sure, but one. I mean,
I kind of like
one team. One team's 3-12 on the road.
No bet.
I'm going in.
All right.
Fair Dick -2.5. Lock. Let's go. Checkmate. Trevor, what are you doing here?
Yeah, I like Fair Dick laying the points. Tough to beat a team 3 times, but do I want to bet on this game? Absolutely not.
I love how you say that when you just bet St. Francis. Next up, Chicago State is heading to the Steinberg fucking Wellness Center where the screws are loose, the times are great, and very fine juice is cash only at the vending machine from 1994. Look, Long Island's laying 12.5.
Steep number.
All I know is we're hard-working tax you, and we don't take shit from nobody. You got that, asshole? Ask me. The fucking union that works for you.
I got to be honest. Chicago State's going to cover the 12.5. No bet. I can't lay 12.5, especially knowing like the pressure of them. They've never been a fucking like 1 or 2 seed. Like the pressure of them, like I can't. Like I think Long Island wins by 7. Like I can't. I like, and I just can't bet it because they're my boys, and I can't fade my boys. But you got to take the 12.5. Am I crazy, Trevor?
No, I like Chicago State. I won't bet them. Chicago State beat the Sharks also this year, so let's not forget that. They some say they might have their number a little bit, but I'll take the Cougs. No bet.
They fuck with Gilliam, man. They had the lead in the first game at the Steinberg. Yeah, I'll lock up Chicago State and sprinkle some on the plus 650 money line.
That's just crazy. That's just fucking crazy. You're just pissing away money like your dreams. All right, money line Mac, lock it up. Chicago State.
Is Spike Lee going to be at this game?
Probably.
Oh,
that's what I'm saying.
I need to know that. Like that actually
matters. Probably. I mean, he went to the game. They look great. And why would he not show up again when it's a tournament game? Matt says Jennifer Lopez is going to be there. Upstate is in Johnson City taking on Gardner Webb. Hard to beat a team 3 times. Trevor's been saying it a lot this episode, and I think he's got a point. Upstate plus the 5.5 because Gardner Webb's beat their ass twice. Upstate plus the points here. Mac, what are you doing here?
You want to bet Upstate, man? They've been our darling. They're getting that nice 5.5 juicy number. I think they're live in this game.
I'm in. I think the money line is live. I think you're right. I think you're right.
Upstate.
Trevor, you in on this?
Yeah, I like Upstate. I think they're live. And this game neutral site's in East Tennessee at the was it Freedom Hall or whatever the hell it's called.
Yeah.
Upstate played there at the beginning of the year, so they're a little familiar with this building already.
Let's go. Nice analysis there. Triple fucking lock. Upstate plus the points. Next up, the Missouri Tigers are heading into Norman, Oklahoma. Big 8 rivalry. Back to the days of fucking John Sunvold. Mizzou's laying 4.5. I'll take Oklahoma in the points. Shit. I didn't anticipate betting this, but I'm taking the points for sure. Missouri's been ass on the road. They're 3-6 on the road. I know they just lost, but I mean, Oklahoma's got every reason to want to win this game. I'll take the points. You talk me into a bet, but it is a little.
Have you noticed in this old SEC how all the bubble teams seem to find a way to get a win? Tonight, all the bubble
Sankey.
Oh, did every bubble team win tonight? Georgia,
Texas.
Arkansas, Texas, Vandy.
We got to ride Oklahoma. We got to ride Oklahoma.
Went out right. Oklahoma picks them off on senior night to solidify that 5-12 SEC record resume. Let's go, Boomer Sooner.
Trevor, you in on this?
Yep, I like Oklahoma. I already bet it.
Let's go. Triple lock. Boomer Sooner. Love Oklahoma. Next up, we are going to Colorado. The Buffaloes are heading into Lubbock, Texas. Texas Tech lay at 17.5. That's a fucking huge number, but I feel like we should just lay it, right? I mean, who's on deck for Texas Tech?
Drop the fog.
All right, give me the points. No bet. I'm not betting this fucking game. What are you doing here?
Points, no bet. No, thank you.
Trevor?
Yeah, I don't have the nuts to lock up Colorado, but I mean, Texas Tech is off the big Fog Allen win, so wouldn't be surprised if they win this game by 13-14.
All right, next up, Oral Roberts in Sioux Falls against UMKC. And guess what I love about this one? UMKC's laying 5.5, but Oral Roberts beat them by 6 just like a couple weeks back. You know, Oral Roberts is 0-15 away from their stadium.
Hilarious stat.
I mean, I just took a future on UMKC, so you know what I'm doing here. I'm locking up UMKC minus the 5.5. Mac?
I'll join you. Yeah, I think UMKC is going to start playing really good basketball with the new season. Breath of fresh air. Let's go.
Double lock on these Kangaroos. Trevor?
Yeah, I'll take Oral Bob. I'm not betting this game. I hate this number, and Oral Rob played pretty good against him. It's a 1-1 series, neutral now. I'll take Oral Bob. No bet.
Bubs, I see a 5.5 out there right now, so shop around. Yeah. Next up, Marquette is heading to Stores, Connecticut, to take on these UConn Huskies. Shaka Smart is getting 3.5 points on the road. I'm locking up the UConn Huskies. Lay the 3.5. Where's our guy? Where's our guy in the chat? Yeah. Mac, what are you doing here?
Battle. Give me Shaka as a dog. UConn won at Marquette. Marquette's going to return the favor. Marquette money line.
Trevor?
Yeah, I like Marquette too. UConn went in there. They shot like 12 of 19 or some shit from 3, and just lit it up and jumped on them from the jump. This number I don't like. I'll take Marquette with Mac. One last shot from Shaka.
We got a battle. Dundee on the Huskies. Mac, Trevor on these Golden Eagles. Next up, we are going to Wisconsin, laying 7.5 at Minnesota. Trevor's already making the Wu-Tang sign, and I will join in. I'm betting Wisconsin minus the points. Minnesota off a buzzer beater, pretty much. I think the Badgers are going to stick it to them in a rivalry game. Mac, what are you doing here?
Haven't you guys kind of owned this rivalry, Trev?
Yeah. Everybody owns Minnesota in this conference, pretty much.
I think everybody might talk themselves into some Minnesota, but I think Wisconsin fucks them up. Yeah, I'll lock up Wisconsin.
Triple lock.
Sorry, Barn.
Yeah, I mean, we shot 5 of 32 from 3, our worst shooting night of the entire year, and we were in that game late with Michigan State. Give me Bucky to absolutely roll. I think we win this game by 12, 15 points.
I'm with you. Triple lock on Wisconsin minus the 7.5. Next up, we got Louisiana and Pensacola, fresh off of the rivalry win, catching 2.5 against Old Dominion. They played back on January 9th. ODU won by 11.
Yeah.
This is a hard one, man.
I kind of like Louisiana here. Keep the momentum going.
The game.
I think they have the better. Yeah, they played the game, and I think that they have more talent.
I'll take Louisiana. I'm not betting this. You couldn't. I would not bet this game. You're betting this, Mac?
Yeah, I mean, who's ODU to be laying points? They're terrible.
I can't believe you're locking this. Trevor, what are you doing here?
You got to take the Fun Belt Dogs, except for Southern Miss. I ain't doing that one.
Yeah, I like Louisiana here. Not enough to bet, but the big overtime win against a rival. I think they kind of build some confidence and get it rolling again.
All three of us like Louisiana. What could go wrong? Mac is locking it up, though. Raging Cajuns. Let's go. Next up, Tennessee is in Oxford, Mississippi, taking on Ole Miss. Tennessee's laying 3.5. I'm locking up Ole Miss. Money line. Mac, what are you doing here?
Yeah, they haven't covered in like 5 or 6 games. Love getting Beard as a home dog here. And Tennessee's been playing fucking hard game after hard game. Yeah, give me Ole Miss here in a scheduled loss.
Can I interest you guys? And Trevor, I know I haven't gotten your opinion on this game yet, but if you are on the side of Ole Miss here, I like a fade the buzzer beater parlay. Wisconsin and Ole Miss as the parlay. Minnesota won practically on a buzzer beater. What was it? 2 seconds left. Tennessee with that crazy win against Bama. I think it's a good time to fade them. Trevor, who you want for this game though?
Yeah, I can get behind that parlay. I like Ole Miss here. They're due. They just got a massive scare at home against Oklahoma, and Tennessee had no business winning that game. I think the universe writes it's wrong, and we get an Ole Miss W here.
Let's fucking go. Triple lock. Parlay in effect. Shout out to Kevin Bryant in the chat. Let's go. Appreciate you, brother. There we go. We got the $360. There we go. Next up, Stanford, Notre Dame rivalry game. It actually is. Wait, Stanford's laying 1.5. I mean, sort of in football, basketball, not really. I'll take Stanford minus 1.5. No bet.
Ooh, I like Notre Dame. Shrewsbury lock. I'll fade Stanford hitting the road here.
Okay.
Yeah, I like Notre Dame too. I mean, you got Stanford. This is the third trip over from the West Coast, but it's Ash Wednesday, and you're going to fade a Catholic college.
So that's a good angle.
For Notre Dame.
Ooh, I think you just swayed. I think you just swayed my pick.
They're going to be.
I think you just swayed my pick. I think we now have a triple lock. Give me the Irish. I'm your leprechaun. Triple lock. All right, now this next one, the stink is strong, but I'm diving in. So hold on here. Loyola is 16-1 at home this year. No, I'm sorry, 15-1 at home this year.
This fucking line stinks.
But hear me out. Hear me out here. Loyola can still get the 3 seed.
Yeah.
There's like 4 teams tied with them. I'm locking Loyola. They have to win this. I'm going in. Davidson's terrible on the road as well.
Yeah.
Going in. Lay the 5.5 with the Ramblers. Mac?
It's a square gets, but yeah, I'm with you. I'll lock up Loyola.
Double lock on these Ramblers. Trevor?
Yeah, blurs up again. It's Ash Wednesday, Catholic College, and it's national TV game on CBS. And to your point too, I didn't even know they can get the third seed. So we got three ways they can be motivated. So I like Loyola here.
Triple lock on these Ramblers. I mean, it's just a shocking number. I thought it would be like 9.5. But anyway, Cal is heading to Louisville, Kentucky. Louisville laying 14.5. What a stupid game. I just, when I see these games, I don't even take them serious. From the start, like I think about even doing like some of the other games, I actually like break down the handicap. This one, I'm like, I just phone it in. I'll be honest. Like when I see Cal and Louisville, everything about this game just has me like lazy to refresh a page, to type in something to a fucking, should I double check this? No, you should just take Cal and the points because Louisville is getting a lot of love in the ACC these days. Give me Cal and the points. No bet. Mac?
Same. Cal, no bet. I have no interest. I probably won't even watch it.
I like Louisville. I'm not going to bet it, but Louisville just steamrolls teams. They haven't covered in 3 straight. And they got Stanford on deck, so maybe a bit of a look ahead. But I think even if they half-ass it, they can still win by double digits, closer to 15 against Cal. No bet for me.
Next up, we got Morehead State, Lindenwood doing battle in Evansville. This is the game we all came for.
This is like fucking one of the last 2 games of the night. This is a great game.
Oh, I'm on the penitentiary here. I think the penitentiary's turned the corner. I think the penitentiary, you look at them down the stretch here, man. They've played well. Morehead State, there's some quit in them. Give me these Lindenwood Lions to get it done. Mac?
Lock. Lindenwood.
I'm with you.
I think that Morehead's only favored because of their name. Lindenwood's better than them.
I'm with you. I think Lindenwood's solid. And the fact it's only one of the late night games, I'll bet it. Trevor?
Yeah, I like Lindenwood, first year head coach for Morehead. Like Max said, they get respect for the name, but first year head coach, he hasn't been through the OVC gauntlet of the tournament yet. Give me the pen. I'll bet this. Let's do it.
Let's go. Triple lock on the Lindenwood Lions. Let's go. Next up, we got Washington and LA taking on the Trojan men. Now, Musselman destroyed Washington in Seattle by 24 points back on December 7th. They've lost 6 straight. Washington's lost 4 straight. Something's got to give. I'm laying it with USC, but I'm not betting this game. What are you doing here?
I think I'm going to lay it with USC, and it's the final game of the night. I'll bet USC. They did blow them out.
Yeah, I like Washington. Nobody wants to touch Washington. They just getting absolutely housed lately. But they remember getting them absolutely embarrassed by 25 to Musselman and company earlier in the year. So I'll take Washington and have to bet it standalone game. So I'll
is it a standalone game? Fuck, I'm in then too. We got a battle then.
Now we got a problem. Now we got a problem.
Dundee, Mac on the Trojan men. Trevor on the Huskies of Washington and Dennis Sprinkle. All right, those are the games. Now, how many are we doing? 5, 6? What are we doing here?
You do 5.
5 best plays of the night. Loyola Chicago's 1 for me. Ole Miss is 1 for me. Wisconsin's 1 for me. That's 3. At 4, it's Fran motherfucking Dumfrey and LaSalle. At 5, it's a little tricky when you get to 5. Let's go with it's Georgia Southern. Actually, I feel great about Georgia Southern. Yeah, sorry, that's actually not tricky. 5's not tricky. Georgia Southern smash play. Mac, fire.
There you go. I'll go Notre Dame, Ole Miss, Oklahoma, Butler, and Alabama. I'll go 5 home teams.
Trevor, fire.
Yeah, Wisconsin, upstate. Give me Ole Miss. Give me Marquette and Butler. Is that 4 or is that 5?
I think that's 5. I think that's 5, right? Folks, that is our fucking show right there. Make sure you give Trevor a follow on Twitter at StooleyPicks, and don't forget to check out the Pump Fake Pod. I saw you guys tweeting some good stuff out, 1,000 subscribers, stuff like that. That's fantastic stuff, folks. Check out the Pump Fake Pod. They know their shit there, and they're dedicated to the game, just like we are. I think that's how we became friends instantly. So glad to see you guys killing it there. Check out the Pump Fake Pod. Best time of year too to check that thing out, because obviously it's March Madness, folks. Moneyline Mac is on Twitter at Moneyline_Mac. I'm on Twitter at DColbyD. Trevor, did you want to promote anything else? I didn't want to just skip over that. I know Pump Fake Pod. How can they get to it? How can they, tell me more also.
Yeah, you can just follow us on Twitter at PumpFakePod, YouTube, same thing at PumpFakePod. We try to go live about 10:15, anywhere from 10 to 10:30 Eastern, and get done right before you guys because we like to hop in the chat and bullshit around with you guys and like everyone else here. So, just a continuous hoop content potentially for 4 to 6 hours, depending on how long you guys go for.
It's not to love about that, folks. Get on over there, check it out. Also, check out the college football experience as we we just talked some teams there. We talked Bowling Green, North Carolina. We got Virginia Tech scheduled for this week. Also Florida State. Just talk schedule stuff there. Check out the college baseball experience too. Cash on the GCU Pirates tonight. And what else? We got the pregame show. It's fucking awesome. Check it out. The college basketball experience. Every single day, pregame show. Max killing it. Ryan and Rush show as well. Sports Gambling podcast as well. Till next time, folks. This is the college basketball experience. You better start thinking about yours. And we out of here.
Celly's off, so I can't be found. I'm on a worldwide tour, touring every fucking curtain down. They say the Lord watches over my sins, over my head, watching hair as it thins, over the ledge, it ain't letting me in. There's still regiments and relevance to letting me win. Win, lose, or draw. You ain't prepared unless you are ready to lose it all. Losing a brawl? Yeah, that's a ride day. Good friends know my Nina Hideaway. They came and went, but the riders stay. So it's like I won the lottery and can't be found until I resurface with the latest purchase. 33 and a third and 45 circles. You ain't got that shit, and I ain't 45 king. But on the beats, I've been doing my thing. When I start the program and the doorbell ring, I gotta leave town to a place I can't be found. My celly's off, so I can't be found. I'm on a worldwide tour, touring every fucking curtain down. American dreams, lessons, and still they work. I guess the sand on the beach still was really dirt. Now I'm going home, flying over Rome at 30,000 feet. Like, damn, is that really Earth? I see the killers work on walls, familiar turf. Got a little school in graph, 101 was first. Got a little school in math, didn't really work. But put the numbers on the block and I make them hurt. Any block is my stomping ground where my people lay low so they can't be found. They don't want to be. Ain't from the crew, but I'm honored. Liquid, soul assassin, harmony. Type of armory that's more than a shield. Type of armory's DeLorean steals. Type of warrior's ill. So true to my sound, but dig deep so it can't be.